made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Good morning. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn, alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning, everybody.
Coming up for you, the fifth round of the FA Cup is underway, and Liverpool have booked their place in the quarter-finals with a win at Molineux.
Jones coming onto it, running toward the edge of the penalty area. Still Curtis Jones, and he slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. That's another wonderful finish.
Much to discuss. We'll look back on the game from last night and look ahead to all of today's FA Cup action, which includes 3 more live commentaries here on the talkSPORT network. This evening's FA Cup fixture sees Chelsea travel to Wrexham. However, Liam Rosenior is not thinking about FA Cup glory just yet.
It's what you work for, but if you focus on the trophy in the end of the season, you're probably not going to win anything. We need to focus on this game and make sure we come through at the other side.
Commentary from Joe Shannon and former Manchester United captain Steve Bruce. Kick-off at 5:45, and our lunchtime FA Cup kick-off sees League One Mansfield take on Premier League leaders Arsenal, and the Stags are preparing in their own way for Arsenal's set pieces. Oh, Mansfield! That's brilliant. Take the rest of the day off. That one will be live and exclusive on talkSPORT. Faker others in the hot seat. Commentary from Jim Proudfoot and former England striker Darren Bent. It's FA Cup weekend. Come and join us. 03717 223344 is the number. 81089 if you want to send us a text message. It's the weekend breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Shebahn. You good?
Go on, it must be more than good. You've had a big week.
Yeah? Well, you've been working every day.
Yeah, I've been working.
All I hear is Shebahn on the radio.
Oh, no. Oh, no. No, her again. How she even get a job? Does my head in that voice. Shut up!
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
How many different partners you had this week? I mean, as in work
On the
partners.
radio. Work partners. Well, yeah, a fair few, to be fair, but nothing quite like you. Nothing like you. You had a big day on Thursday because you had your
Yeah.
movie, kind of like a film night.
A film night, yeah, in the Charlotte Hotel in London, and a lot of friends and family were there, work colleagues. So, had a really good night. It's hard to judge your own film, but it was received well. It was actually used. It was put out before Christmas in Ireland for RTE. So it was been shown there probably about 5 months ago now, and it was the first showing in London. And I really enjoyed it. It was a lovely night. It was quite emotional doing it because a lot of my friends and family, and there was some stuff in the film that my two boys who come over from France didn't know about, and I knew. And my sister said 15 minutes before the film started to one of my boys and said, Will, just to let you know, there's things you're going to see very quickly that you don't know about. my boy went, what?
Oh, no.
Okay. And the first scene is him seeing his mother, and my two boys, they lost their mum in 2022. And so they didn't realise the film, and the first showing was, it started with me, Miva, and my second missus, Virginie, come walking in Nancy being filmed, and they didn't.
Emotional.
So it was emotional for them.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell them. I just didn't want to say to them. But they came along. They loved it, and my eldest boy from Virginia said to me, he said, I really loved that day because I remember Mum being happy, and I hadn't seen that in the latter years of her life.
That actually makes me want to cry. That's really sweet.
Yeah, I know it was, and I was conscious. I was very conscious of what I did say and didn't say to them, because I just felt, look, this is the story of the book, and some of them were, obviously, two of the boys weren't around then when I did the book 25 years ago. It was a good night, and there was loads of people I really wanted to be there. Unfortunately, you couldn't be there, and many people couldn't make it. But it was a great night. We had fun, laughter, and it was a bit emotional as well for people involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done, Cass. Oh, that's nice. I mean, all the people I spoke to who went along said they had a good time.
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Like, what if people didn't turn up? That.
No, I knew that. I knew it was okay. Look, it's a small screening theatre, so it was lovely. It was very intimate and good. It was just such a good night. Well, we all went there. I took my kids and my missus with us. We went up and we had a meal before and had a few drinks. Tried to get a few drinks, but we had a really good night.
Did the kids still make you pay, even on your big night?
No, they all got it free. Everybody who come got free entry.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love
it was a lot of that. There was the guy, Sean Casey, who was the film director come producer. So he done a brilliant job. Great organiser.
Oh, I'm gutted I missed it. That sounds lovely.
No, it was good. It was good.
Good.
Of course, we were seeing the phone and Tottenham and Crystal Palace. That was going on.
Of course, yeah.
Caught up on that yesterday. But we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Absolute basket case
Yeah.
of a game. Yeah, coming up for you a little bit later on in the show. But let's go back to last night. Liverpool became the first team through to the FA Cup quarterfinals. A 3-1 win over Wolves. It was live for you here on talkSPORT.
So, the fifth round starts here. One of all Premier League clashes this weekend. A tie that looks much better now than when the balls were drawn 3 weeks ago. But Jones finds Robertson, great goal! Pings it into the bottom right-hand corner. Liverpool strike first. What's the decision going to be? It's going to count, I think. Yes, it does. Robertson on 51, and then setting up Salah on 52. It is Wolves 0, Liverpool 2. Jones coming onto it, running toward the edge of the penalty area. Still Curtis Jones, and he slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. That's another wonderful finish. And Liverpool lead 3-0. High ball over the top from Johnston. Hwang is in and scores. And Wolves have one back. Consolation goal in stoppage time. Yet another late goal that Liverpool have conceded. Liverpool are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals for just the fifth time in 25 seasons. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3.
You like that song?
It's Boys Don't Cry by The Cure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I am right, Sam, and I. It's Boys Don't Cry by The Cure.
Sam knows about The Cure.
Do you know?
His face.
By the way, they are one of the great British bands that are just go under the radar. The Cure. They've made some amazing music. The lead singer Robert Smith lived in Chislehurst, where I lived. So he apparently used to go around the supermarket. I used to think, I wonder if I ever bump into him, but didn't.
Cereal aisle.
Yeah.
Some Cure coming up for you then today. We'll make it our theme of the day.
Yeah. In between days, Sam, got to be on there.
And Friday, I'm in love.
Yeah, Friday, I'm in love.
We can do that one. Anyway, let's go back to the game last night. What happened earlier on this week against Wolves for Liverpool was maybe the shock they needed.
Yeah.
Not very exciting first half. Liverpool getting the job done in the second half.
No, and I'm delighted that Andy Robertson got the first goal because I said it months ago, Shebahn, and I think it's one of the big mistakes that Slotter's made this year, not playing him regularly, because Kirkes is a potentially very good player. He'd done brilliant for Bournemouth, but he wasn't ready to stand in for Andy Robertson. And there was something about the goal as well. And I was told this by an ex-Liverpool player, that the relationship between, obviously, Jota and Robertson's been well documented, but also that Salah has a great relationship with Robertson. Mm-hmm. And you can see the delight on Mo Salah's face when Andy Robertson scores. And I've been in this position myself. When you're a senior pro and other senior pros and one of them get dropped and left out by the manager, but senior pros don't really agree with it. But no, they can't. There's nothing they can really do because the manager makes the call. But you could see Salah's delight in Andy Robertson's goal. Mm-hmm. He's down there and he's delighted for him.
It was the same with Virgil van Dijk in the post-match. You might have heard it there in the news just at 6 o'clock, but was very much so. He has been my left back. We've been through it all together. And it was, he was grateful to see him on and score that goal as well. So, you wondered if Slot in hindsight looks back and go, maybe I got that one wrong.
Well,
because Robbo is the ultimate professional. He doesn't put a foot wrong.
He's the typical. I said, when Tottenham came in and it would have been a great signing for Tottenham. The guy that would drive the dressing room. I didn't want to lose him from Liverpool because Liverpool had lost certain players, and obviously Diogo Jota was one of them. But you lose Diaz's tenacity when he was there. Liverpool lost a lot of players that were tenacious on the football pitch, and Robertson's one of them. That the fans love him because they always feel like he'll never let us down. He'll always, even if he's not playing his best game, he's always available, always wants it, and that's Andy Robertson to me.
Yeah.
And I'm delighted he got a goal last night because it's a reminder. If I was a Premier League manager, and I'm not, I would want to sign Andy Robertson in the summer. I'd go, get that left back in. If I need a left back, I'm going to get him in. Do whatever we can to get him in the football club. We need that sort of person, like a James. There's many others. There's many players from other different football clubs that have got that, that sort of structure or build as what they do for a football club. You need them types.
Yeah, refreshing to see, refreshing to hear on that, to be fair. Do you agree with Cass on that point? Liverpool fans, how happy were you to see Robbo back on the pitch last night and of course score that goal as well? Like we say, Liverpool in the draw for the 6th round, which we will bring you live on talkSPORT on Monday night. More action ahead for you today. Here's what's coming up. talkSPORT 12:15, Mansfield take on Arsenal. Wrexham Chelsea is at 5:45, and then the 8 o'clock kickoff tonight, Newcastle against Manchester City. Every game live for you here on talkSPORT. We want to hear from Wolves fans, Liverpool fans this morning. 810 8903 717 22 33 44. Should Andy Robertson start? Get in touch with us on that. And by the way, the new F1 season is underway. Qualifying is taking place over in Melbourne, Australia, and we'll have a full roundup of the events a little bit later on. But coming up next, we'll discuss the new EFL playoff format. Is Cass in favour of it? You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast in talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Working with you. Good morning.
boys. David, good morning, mate. First
Good
of all,
morning,
how are you?
David.
Morning all.
David, here's a quick one for you, mate. I know we'll not be talking European football. We'll calm everything down. I want to start with this statistic, right, which I would imagine would please you as much as anything. Everton, after reaching the 40-point mark in 28 games, that's only the second time they've done that in 9 seasons. Now, I reckon that in itself is an achievement. But, and I know you'll play it down, you must have a wee thought about European football.
Well, I said right at the start, Coisty, that I said to the players that we need to try and aim for it and hope that it was possible. In truth, it looked a million miles away, to be honest, at the start. But I have to say, we got off to a pretty good start in the league, and it's given us something to hold on to. We've been up and down, and we're probably just on the outside of European football, if we're honest. But we're not that far away that we couldn't try and make a go of it.
David, obviously the Grealish injury was disappointing, but how happy are you now with the competition for places? Beto and Barry are in great form. You've got McNeil and Dibbling fighting for a spot. NDI and Tyreek George. You've got Branthwaite back as well. The squad's looking more healthy now, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, I have to say, Jack was brilliant for us in the early part of the season. He gave us lots of things which we haven't had, and he helped the team greatly. So we've missed him, and we missed him over the middle of the season, middle of December and January, really, when we had also a few injuries as well. But probably no different to other clubs. But we're just beginning to find our feet a little bit again, and the players you mentioned, they're all beginning to step up.
You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Arsenal fans, that's just for you, because you deserve it, okay? We all love you, Arsenal fans. You're priority number one, okay? It's also Ray Parlour's birthday.
Yeah, Ray Parlour's birthday. What is he, 55, 6, is it?
He's 53.
Oh, is he? Oh, right.
He'll be coming for you, though.
Oh, no. Well, he don't look it. He looks really well. I was with Ray on Tuesday night.
Where were you guys on Tuesday? Because I spoke to
we were in
Cass on
Bromley.
Wednesday, I was out with Ray last night. I'm hanging.
We did an event together, and Ray's great. He's such a good storyteller. Great fun to be around. He's got time for everyone. He had a drink beforehand, a couple of beers with friends of mine and that. And then we, and he stayed after for a while. He just gives a lot of time, Ray. He's really, really good. And just some very funny stories. And we had a bit of laugh about his marriage as well. That was really weird. Like, we were sort of chatting and sort of all the things that had gone on. But, yeah, and we say, because at the time it's not funny, okay, but years later down the line, you smile and look back and think, you got to, look, it's life. People, someone just break up. That's the way it is. Yeah. But yeah, it was great fun.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm glad you say it. I mean, the amount of people who say, when you meet people out and about, what's so-and-so like, what's Ray like then? And he truly is one of the nicest people, and he's fun. And like you say, he's kind. He's really giving with his time.
Yeah.
He makes you feel like one of the group, and he's so charismatic as well. And with Cheltenham around the corner next week, last year we were at Cheltenham, and we ended up hanging about with Reid. He was doing some corporate work and one of the Go Privilege marquees, and he said, "Come in with us." And oh my God, he had the room in his hand.
Yeah.
And just so lovely, made people really happy.
I'll tell you what he is.
Good guy, Ray.
He's Ray off air and he's Ray on air.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's the same person.
Really makes me laugh. He does indeed. And like you say, great storyteller as well. So happy birthday, Ray Parlour. We love you here in the studio, that's for sure. Don't forget talkSPORT up at Cheltenham all next week. Are you going to come up one day?
No, I'm at the moment, no.
You should come up.
Yeah, I could do. It's one day I could probably come up. Yeah, I've got a couple of things on, but yeah.
Well, it's producer Sam's birthday next week, and his wife's, she's down under.
Yes.
So I want to feel like, Sam, I'm looking at you. He's looking down like I'm trying not to listen. If we could get Sam up on Wednesday, you two come up together, and then we could go and have a few.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's still looking down. Do you know what? You're not invited.
Love to, Sam. I'd love to.
You're not invited anymore, Sam, okay? Let's do it. Don't forget talkSPORT Breakfast and Hawksby and Jacobs live for Cheltenham all next week. And we've got live commentary on every race, including the world famous Gold Cup with Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly on the talkSPORT network. Looking forward to it. Cheltenham week next week. If you're going, be good, be careful. We'll see you there. Earlier this week, it was announced by the EFL that the Championship playoffs will be expanded from 4 to 6 teams starting next season. And the new format, the teams finishing 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th at the end of the regular season will play each other in a one-game shootout, and then the winner advance into a two-legged semis against the team that finished 3rd and 4th. Are you with me? I can barely count to 10, so I hope I explained that properly. And then the second tier has adopted the new structure. There are no plans for League 1 and 2 to adopt the strategy yet, but that may change if things are successful. Former Palace owner Simon Jordan is in favour.
It creates more intrigue for a greater variety of teams, which does two things. Keeps attendances high, and keeps broadcasters engaged. And so it's all about money.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that, because that's the currency of the day. But the fact of the matter is that the predominant opportunity is for them to finance it better. But the secondary benefit is that there's more engagement. And as you say, it creates more jeopardy for more sides with more opportunity.
Cass, do you see this as a positive?
Well, I was playing football when the playoffs started, and I had some inglorious experiences with Gillingham, and it was a massive hit. It was a huge hit and I remember, if we go back, because the playoffs changed, because there was a period where the team in the Championship, because I was in League One with Gillingham, but the team in the Championship, 3rd from bottom, went into the playoffs to stay in the division. So we played Sunderland because they'd come 3rd from bottom in the Championship that season, but we were a League One team. So they came in and we played them. And then it altered, and then it went to the 4 teams from the, say, League One that would be involved in the playoffs. And I don't know how I feel about it, because when do you go too far? When does expansion go too far, when it just brings in too many? It's like saying the World Cup used to have 16 teams and then 24, and now it's 48. Have they gone too far? And we might turn around and say, what a World Cup that was by the end of it. True. And I get that feeling. I've got to see what it produces. But Simon's absolutely right on, there is more jeopardy, and there is more fan excitement along the way if you get a chance. So I don't want to be a Donny Downer on it, and I just feel like I want to see how it pans out. But where is that line when it ends up going too far?
Well, this is it, because if you finish 8th and then you end up going up, would that not be a bit of a disaster?
Well, look, it's always about adding more, isn't it? For like keeping fans, as Simon says, engaged, wanting to be excited, giving your team a chance, because there's teams that come 3rd who can be 20 points, 25 points ahead of the team that's in 6th. at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, so what is really, there isn't much of a difference there.
I mean, different story slightly, but the WSL, whoever finished second bottom of the league, will then go into a playoff with those who finished third in the championship. So similar to what you were
what I was
mentioning
talking about earlier, yeah.
And I'm so excited by it.
Yeah, exactly.
My God,
I mean, it was very exciting at the time. It was one of my favourite memories, Sunderland. I played in 2 games and got 5 goals in the 2 games. We made the playoff final in which we lost to Swindon. And by the way, we lost to Swindon because in the semi-final, we went through on the away goals advantage. We won 3-2 at Gillingham, Priestfield, and we lost 4-3 in Sunderland, Roker Park, as it was then. Right, we went through on the away goal. In the final, we beat Swindon 1-0 at home and lost 2-1 away, but the away goals didn't count.
Right.
So we didn't get promoted at Gillingham. So I feel like that was a really massive injustice, but that was the rule. Away goal didn't count in the final game.
Yeah.
Or the final 2 games. We ended up playing Swindon in a 3rd game, and which we lost at Crystal Palace. We played the game at Crystal Palace and lost. So look, everyone feels they can be hard done by at times. I'd give it the chance to see how it works, but always with that fear is, where does it go too far?
Mm-hmm. Don't forget talkSPORT 2, your home of the EFL, including coverage of every game in the playoffs. 2 more games for you today. Hull City versus Millwall in the battle of 5th and 4th before relegation threatened Leicester. Crazy, right? Travel to promotion chasing Ipswich. All for you on talkSPORT 2. Coming up next, we'll be out and about on the roads. You head into a game today, enjoying the FA Cup. Let's hear from you. 81089. We're going to speak to a Bromley fan who's up early and on the road next.
Let's go to Lauren, who's Arsenal fan. All right, Lauren?
Oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry, it's actually Laura, the Arsenal fan.
All right, Laura.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? You feeling good?
Up the Chelsea.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've just come fresh off the back of presenting the Arsenal game on TNT and just, to be honest, really enjoyed it, Jay.
Oh, it's Woodsy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Woodsy. Woodsy, you've done it.
What's happening?
Woodsy, why is it taking you so long to phone us up?
Do you know what? I've been revelling in a brilliant season and I've just been enjoying myself.
You know what? It's bad if Woodsy's phoning us up. It's bad.
You,
Hold on. Where have you been when you've been bottling it, Woodsy? What's happened? All of a sudden you go 7 points clear and you phone us.
Jamie, I had to scroll down my phone. It took about 5 minutes to find you on the table.
Oh, Woodsy, this is a
scrolling.
Spurs ain't even played and it's the worst night for us ever. Like, what is going on?
I don't even want to answer questions. I just want to ask you how you're feeling.
Woodsy, take the floor. Woodsy. I'll sit back and enjoy it. All right, take the
Woodsy,
floor.
I feel sick. I feel sick as a dog right now, honestly.
How awful is it? How bad on a scale of like 1 to Spurs is it right now?
I can't believe I'm getting stick off Woodsy.
Woodsy, can I ask you
talkSPORT?
Woodsy, can I ask you a question? Woodsy, do you want Spurs to get relegated?
If I had a choice of which one, is that what you're asking me?
Woodsy, answer whatever way you want, right? Do you want Spurs to get relegated?
No, I absolutely don't want Spurs to get relegated because I want to enjoy more North London derby pummeling for years to come. For years to come.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's Saturday. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. It's Shebahn and Tony Cascarino. Just because you like The Cure. We're giving you The Cure today, Cass.
Yeah, I'm going to love this morning with the music.
Oh, yes. You're loving it. I'm loving it. Some of your headlines, by the way. George Russell has qualified in pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli was second fastest in Melbourne, meaning it will be an all-Mercedes front row in tomorrow's race. Red Bull's Max Verstappen crashed out in Q1, meaning he'll start from the back of the grid. More from Tom Clayton a little bit later on. For F1, and Oxford United beat Falter and Preston North End at Deepdale 3-1 to climb out of the Championship relegation places and drag West Bromwich Albion into the bottom three. And we've reached the end of the first day of the competition at the Paralympics. Here's talkSPORT's Michael Wiedock with all you need to know.
Following last night's controversial opening ceremony, which many nations chose to boycott following the inclusion of Russian and Belarusian athletes, the sport takes centre stage today with the official first day of competition. There are 12 gold medals to be won on day one. The first will be in the para-alpine skiing events, where Neil Simpson and his brother Andrew will compete for Paralympics GB. Neil is a visually impaired skier, whilst Andrew is his guide. Together they won a gold and a bronze medal in Beijing 4 years ago. Today's downhill is not their strongest event, the medals last time coming in the Super G and Super combined disciplines. Paralympics GB's most decorated Winter Games medalist, Menna Fitzpatrick, together with her guide Katie Guest, have had to withdraw from the women's downhill. Menna has been struggling with injury this season, but does hope to be back in action later in the Games. Menna carried the flag for Paralympics GB in the opening ceremony, along with Scott Mina, who is in para-biathlon action later. There will also be some Paralympics history made by Scotland's Davy Zui, who is believed to be the first athlete to compete in snow sports whilst living with motor neurone disease. Meanwhile, the mixed doubles curling continues and the team curling event begins.
Brilliant. Michael Wiedock at the Paralympics for us. Everything on the website at talksport.com, and we're going to hear from Michael across the day here on talkSPORT. It's time now for this. of day, isn't it? If you're jumping in the car, if you're on the train, if you're on the bus, heading to your game today. Trips of the week. We're heading to top of League Two. Bromley fans heading off to Grimsby today. The Ravens are top of the table, 5 points clear of Cambridge United, so fans should be in good spirits as they make the 424-mile round trip to Cleethorpes for a 12:30 kick-off. As ever, that is commitment. One fan driving up now is Bromley fan and content creator Larry McCardle. Good morning, Larry. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Larry.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Good. How are you? I live in Bromley, Larry, so...
Lucky you.
Yeah, well, I've seen the change of the football club. You're a young man, so, the club from having 200 fans or 300 fans not so many years ago, now getting sort of up to 4,000 or 5,000 is probably a big joy for you.
It is, yeah, but I've started watching them since I was about 6 years old as well, so I think one of my first games, there was probably more players than there were fans, to be honest. Even for myself, it's a bit of like always got to pinch myself this season when we're getting 4,500 on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but can't complain.
Tell us, Andy Woodman's well known as the manager, and he's put a team together, and I'd say, Andy wouldn't mind me saying this, that, they can be quite direct at times, and the last few weeks have been a bit more tricky, number of draws in there. But it feels like this is, the sort of football that's got you out the non-league. It's won you the FA trophy, and there you are, top of the league in League Two.
Yeah, I think he said it a few times. I think League Two you can sort of bully your way out of. But what I would say is that a few of our fans have been moaning with the draws and whatnot. But I'd say we're still playing the same football that got us top of the league by the new year. Like, I think the difference at the moment is just the balls aren't quite falling for us. Like the lockdown, we were scoring a lot more from set pieces, and we're still getting those chances. They're just not going in at the moment. That's all.
Larry, I do laugh because I was at a game recently and against Notts County, and there wasn't one time in the whole game that the goalkeeper rolled the ball out.
Oh, there, no. That's a
I said I've never seen that.
Yeah. It's a rare sight. Some of the new sort of wave of youngsters that are coming through, like, do we ever play out from the back? I'm like, nah, absolutely not.
I like it.
Yeah, we know what we're good at. We knock it up to Michael Cheek. He can jump really high, knock the ball, get it wide, get a cross in, score a goal, and we're top of the league. So I'm not going to moan.
And tell us about the work that you do as well, because you're quite known among the Bromley fans for your content creator work. Hayes Lane is your page. What's it like with the fans? Is the dream alive that you're going to go up?
I think so. I think, as obviously people are quite realists, I'd say, and they're a bit nervous to admit the fact we're going to be champions. But from the start of the season, I was always saying we're going to get playoffs, so I've always been confident. But yeah, we started our channel, Hayes Lane TV, it's a year ago on Friday, next Friday. So it all happened very quickly, in my opinion. But we just wanted to create like a slightly different fan channel, if you would, where there's one rule: you have to be positive. You can't come on here and sort of slate the players and slate the manager.
Love that.
It's
like talkSPORT, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember it's quite funny because me and my mate that I do it with, he films and stuff. We sort of said, maybe by like next Christmas in 2026, we might be able to chat to a player. And it's like, I think a couple of months in, they were sort of not wanting to come on, but they was like getting involved, and it was quite like, oh wow, this is happening pretty quick. But
brilliant.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said to him, it's not like, I'm not a football coach, I'm not a football pundit, I'm not going to sit there and try and tell you how to do your job. Just got to have a laugh and see what happens.
That's a nice attitude to have, Larry. So tell us, away games, long one today, Grimsby. You're going to be going, I'm sure, on the road pretty soon.
Yep.
If not already doing part of the journey. But tell us about the away support and just going to these games now, these type of games.
Yeah, it's growing. It's definitely growing. I think the more local ones, when we played Crawley, we took over 1,000, and Gillingham was over 1,000. So the local ones, again, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we were only getting 200 fans at home. So to get over 1,000 at away games now is obviously just shows the direction the club's going.
Yeah.
The further ones, we definitely won't take 1,000, but it's growing. It's definitely, we're getting there. And one thing I would say is you get the sort of the ultras that will always go, and even if there's 10 of us, we'll always be singing. So, and I think the fans, the players, and Andy Woodman appreciates it, and they always come and clap us. So, yeah, I think you can see the sort of what's changed in the last 5 years. And what I always say is, in another 5 years, it'll be even bigger. So,
good.
It's growing. Yeah.
And this trip then today, how many stops are you going to do?
I left at 5. I think I'm somewhere near Cambridge, unfortunately. And then I'll pick it up. I've got to stop off in Lincoln to pick up someone who he actually works for the club, but he's one of my mates. But he's been in Lincoln this week, so
Nice.
I'll stop.
Well, what's
Yeah.
your content going to be today as well, Larry? We were thinking, who's the son, Andy Woodman or Tony Cascarino? That could work for you. Some content.
Yeah.
Nah, we'll give that a miss.
Yeah. Well, we do have an away day food scran table where I rate all the burgers on the away days, which is probably my most popular thing, despite being a football channel. Where on TikTok, my burger videos get a lot of views somehow. I don't know how. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not a food expert.
Well, you're giving information. Larry. No, but Larry, you're giving your experience of what's really nice, what burgers or what pies or whatever you're doing. People love all that.
They do, yeah. I was chatting to some Grimsby Town fans last night on a podcast, and they was all like, "We've all been saying like, where are we going to end up on that table?" And it's like, I think it's more important than the League Two table, to be honest, at this point.
Who's got the best food of all the grounds you've been to?
So far, Chesterfield. They had I think it was called the Fat Pig Barbecue Food Truck. So shout out them. They did like a all in one burger, like pork belly, some other sort of pork and chicken.
Sounds great.
So good, man.
It was beautiful. The worst has been Crew.
Oh, why?
They just had a pre-packaged like rollover burger, which wasn't pleasant. The problem is the taste is always good. Yeah, I could eat like anything tastes good, but also goes on price and presentation. So that marks it right down. But I've heard good things about Grimsby, so yeah, should be good.
I'm going to go and follow you now and find out about the food later on.
Please do.
Larry, thanks so much for coming on.
Good luck, Larry.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You seem like a nice boy.
Thank you.
You
Appreciate
do.
it.
You seem like a nice guy. Larry McCardle there, Bromley fan. Hayes Lane TV on all your social media channels to see what Larry rates the food as today.
Yeah. Hayes Lane, I live round the corner.
There you go.
Very close.
Well, they should get you on the channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're listening to talkSPORT. We'll keep you up to date with all the action from the EFL today on GameDay Live from 2:30 with Adrian Durham. It's another huge Saturday here on talkSPORT. FA Cup weekend ahead. 3 commentaries live for you here. Coming up next, we'll get into today's back pages. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
You're going to see me fight with a lot of passion and ferocity. I think when you're boxing a taller guy who's okay with sneaking a little split decision win or whatever else, you have to go and get him. So I'm looking forward to putting it on the line.
He knows you, you know him. There's a fair bit of mutual respect, is there, Tony?
Definitely. He's a tough fighter. He's someone who never ducked, so I respect that.
I mean, have you had history together before, as in sparring together? I know you were in the
We never spar. We never spar together. We went to the same Olympic Games, but we never spar. It was to the cruiserweight. It wasn't a cruiserweight.
Yeah. Yeah, he picked up the bronze medal. You got the gold medal that year. Yeah. So it's an interesting time and an interesting clash. Did you ever think you was going to fight him?
I mean, when he went up to the heavyweight, of course, I was like, okay, maybe I can fight him, and especially because he's in the top 10, so that's a good opportunity.
How important is it getting home advantage as well? Because we was over at the Paris Olympics. You come up and done a piece for us for talkSPORT, actually, which was great. You brought your gold medal. I was hoping to see that today, by the way. But but you brought your gold medal, and it was fantastic. But they love you over there. You were sitting with the president at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really great for me to have the opportunity to fight in Paris. I know Frank and George Warren been telling me that they want to build something great in France too. So yeah, let's do it. I'm really, really happy about the fact that I'm going to fight in front of my public.
I mean, winning a gold medal. What has the transition been like, Tony, going from Olympic gold medalist to professional fighter?
It's really tough. It's really tough because it's not the same style of boxing.
Sound of this.
Yeah, this is one of their classics, Love Cats. Yeah.
We're just playing The Cure today because Cass wants to.
I'm sure there'll be some happy listeners with it. They don't get played enough. They don't.
You think
a lot of
Cure are underrated in this country?
Totally, yeah. I think they were one of the great bands of the 80s. Yeah.
Well, take
Cure. I've never seen them live, and it's probably, when you say, I wish I'd have seen them. I'd love to have seen them at their height, but I was always playing football, and weekends weren't, when you see concerts and all this, is normally you have to get time off.
Are they still with us?
Yeah, they've had some sort of they're still alive as far as I know.
They're touring this year.
Yeah, I was about to say that I know they're still doing gigs.
Oh, great!
If I could see them this year, I'd definitely do it.
Well, let's do it, Cass.
I'd see them all day long. They've had some great songs.
They're in Cardiff, they're in Newport, in Manchester.
I'm not going that far.
Edinburgh. Tell me you're doing London, The Cure.
The Cure.
So far, no.
I would do. I'd travel to see them. It'd be a great experience.
Fine, let's do it then. Yeah. Here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. Fifth round of the FA Cup underway. Liverpool booked their place in the quarter-finals with a win at Molineux. We'll get into all of that and we'll look ahead to what's coming up for you here today on talkSPORT. You've got Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. And the warm-up from 9 o'clock, Mansfield Arsenal is live and exclusive at 12:15. 2:30, GameDay live with Adrian Durham, going all around the grounds. And then Wrexham Chelsea is the FA Cup tie at 5:45. Newcastle Manchester City, 8 o'clock here on talkSPORT. Following that is the Sports Bar Weekender with Adam Catterall and Jermaine Pennant, taking all of your calls on the day's action. If you haven't already, download the talkSPORT app. You can take us anywhere with you today. And Sam is here. It's time now for this.
Sam, you know where I am. Come around and talk.
big man.
Yes, and before we start this week, I've got a story to tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a story to tell you, Cass, because I don't know whether you know just how popular you are around the world.
Popular.
Do you know how popular you are around the world?
No.
Did you know that your legacy travels far and wide?
No, why are you going to tell me?
Well, I'll tell you exactly
With
what I'll tell you.
ex-wives.
Sorry? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, we'll go into that. That's a story for another time. But, so as you well know, my wife is currently in Australia.
Yeah.
And she is currently with some extended family. She's with cousins in a place called Whyalla, which is right down on the south tip of Australia, right? It's like kind of middle of nowhere territory. Very nice part of the world. Anyway, so she turns out that she is there with her family, and she's with a gentleman who is her cousin's husband.
Yep.
And he's called Gary Jones.
Yep.
And he is one of the world's biggest Millwall fans. He's one of the world's biggest Tony Cascarino fans.
There you go.
Wow.
Did you know? Not only does he know you, but also he is he's absolutely enamoured by the fact that I work with you on a regular basis.
Right.
And he says he wants to send his thanks to you for all you've done for Millwall.
Oh, thank you, Gary. There's some parts of the world you just sometimes can't believe there's a connection there somewhere. But football fans are all over the world, aren't they?
They are.
People. I mean, the old manager, Rhino, Keith Stevens, he lives in Australia. He was the manager of Millwall and one of the big players of our time. He now lives in Australia, and he comes over every now and again. But there's so many people who have left this country and gone to new pastures, and enjoying a different life.
You just never know, do you? You never know where you're going to bump into someone.
I was in a place called Moria, or it depends how the Americans call it Moria, but I call it's Moria, more like. But it's in South Polynesia, French Polynesia, and I saw a fan with an island shirt on.
Wow.
And it's like,
French
this is a
Polynesia.
tiny island, and I had stopped the car. I was driving, and I stopped the car, and I just called them down, started talking to them, said, "You right? Island Commonwealth from Ireland?" Yeah. Anyway, I had this real full-on conversation with someone I just didn't know. Just like I had to stop the car because I saw the island shirt as they were walking along.
That's the beauty of football shirts, isn't it?
Yeah, the
Whenever
football.
you are,
Yeah.
There's a conversation to be had. Look down this camera and thank Gary Jones for all his love.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate everything. And I'm sure at that particular time when we first got promoted, you had a wonderful night and a great experience. A lot of Millwall fans remember that.
And could promotion happen again this season?
They're very close, really close. And, they've got a massive amount of character in their team. I've watched them a few times this year, and they give absolutely everything for the club. They really do, the group of players.
Big one to them today on talkSPORT 2.
Yeah, they're at Hull, aren't they?
Yeah,
Lovely.
12:30.
And that's where we got promoted.
There you go.
That's where we got promoted. At Hull
circle.
City away, many moons ago.
Now, talking about legends, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Mickey Thomas. He's in the news today. Of course, he is. He's all over the back pages. Well, there's a lot of Spurs in the back pages, which if we have time, we'll get onto them. But we'll certainly talk about them in more detail later on. No surprise that Igor Tudor's making the news. But this is a nice piece in the Telegraph by Jason Burt, the chief football correspondent. Mickey Thomas, the man who scored the winner against Arsenal back in 1992, didn't he, Cass, in that legendary FA Cup tie? Wrexham
Free
players.
kick, wasn't it?
It was a cracking free kick,
yeah.
and I remember Tony Gubba's great commentary as well. And I think this is a chance, isn't it, for the current crop to sort of make themselves into legends as well. I mean, slightly different circumstances and all the rest of it. But Mickey Thomas, nice interview with him today in the paper. If it had not been for Mickey Thomas, there might not have been Ryan Reynolds or Rob McElhenney at Wrexham, or as Thomas calls it, the greatest story in the history of the football club. At 71, he's fully recovered from esophageal cancer, spending 21 days in intensive care and given a 30% chance of survival, but now is training for the New York Half Marathon. Fair play to Mickey.
Brilliant.
I don't care if I have to walk, crawl. I just want to do it. If I do, it'll be a miracle because I wasn't given much hope, he says. But isn't he just a great example of what the FA Cup can do for people in their lives?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been lucky. I've met Mickey a couple of times along the years, and he was mad as a Marchera. And even on the headline, Sam, there, he says, I might have achieved more if I wasn't a bit mad. And he is. But he's a lovely man. Really nice. He's, I don't know him personally, not like as a friend, but you meet him and he's warm immediately. Great. He was obviously he was at Manchester United for a period of his career, and that winning goal, the free kick, I remember it very well.
Yeah, he says when the Americans come over, all they want to talk about that goal. Ryan and Rob mentioned it, asked me how I did it, and I like that. What helped me that day was the BBC that was there, and the way Tony Gubba described it was perfect. The magic little man at the venerable age of 37 has produced a sensational goal that has lit the fires. I think about it and his part in it a lot. It's amazing how lower league players particularly can really make themselves legends in the FA Cup.
Absolutely. Well, Keith Alchin as well. Do you remember? Because Keith Alchin, I think, played for York City when he got the winning goal for Coventry in the FA Cup final.
Yeah.
You know, there's great days. That's why we all love the FA Cup.
Ronnie Radford and all that.
Ronnie Radford is another one. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Magic of the Cup, but that's a lovely story in particular, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry, Mickey Thomas.
Yeah,
That's
we've
great.
got fair play to Mickey. He's always a giving person, that's for sure.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Just very quickly, Troy Deeney talking about Marcus Rashford. Rash, humble and ready to rumble. New attitude merits WC World Cup start. Marcus Rashford will this week return to the stadium where his Barcelona career took flight. He opened his Barca account at Newcastle with a brace in September. He comes back now as a player humbled by Barcelona and all the better for it. He says he's been one of his biggest critics, but it's fantastic to see him maturing and impressing in Spain. Do you think Rashford's form merits him getting a call up to the squad, and do you think that Barcelona is probably his new sort of home now for the foreseeable?
Well, Sam, I've always, like some of the phrases or sayings we say, like a leopard never changes its spots and things like that. I don't agree with a lot of that because I personally changed my spots. I felt I had to change myself at some period of my career, and I hope that's happened for Marcus because he's a talent. There's no doubt that Marcus Rashford is a talent, and if he does, and he's as he has done and gone to Barcelona, and he achieves, and shows a lot of people that there's a lot more to Marcus than what we just saw. He was great for Manchester United for a period of time. That's why they gave him a huge contract. He got lost along the way for whatever reason. If he gets back to his best, Marcus got a hell of a chance because he's an exciting player and he's got a lot of pace. And I'm sure looking to this World Cup, what his aim is to be part of that squad and probably try and break into that first team because he's been forgotten slightly, even though he's gone to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Good luck to him, for sure. Sam, thank you very much. Coming up next, we'll look ahead to the Six Nations this weekend. Shortly, we'll talk about Spurs after their catastrophe in the week. If they were to go down, where would that rank in all-time Premier League stories? Probably quite high. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
Champions, honestly, the Europa League champions, Beyonce, chicky, chicky, you wish you would never be the big cockerel, honestly, the big cockerel, Sages by the stadium, there's that signing, where is he, can you here's that signing, you wish you would never be the Morgan Gibbs White signing, what happened to that one, where's he gone? Can you be Morgan Gibbs White? You wish you would never be to the Williams side of Big Edge. Big Edge, do me a favour. Can you be Big Edge? You wish you would never be that Big Edge. AJ Tracy, Seven Sisters train station. Adele, 3-point lane. There is to do. Shebahn Aherne, you wish you would never beaten. Ticking. Adele, Ticking. Adele, King.
All right.
King. Adele, you wish you would hello meeting.
Crestfallen.
Adele,
I'm crestfallen.
King. Adele, King. Adele,
hello.
King. Adele,
hello.
King. Adele,
hello.
All right.
Adele,
come on.
Adele.
Spurs.
Hello.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's the worst Tottenham side
I've ever seen in the Premier League. It's the worst team I've ever seen ever.
Shin pads are a footballer's best friend, even if players like Jack Grealish do wear such small ones you can barely even see them. But what's the story with shin pads, and are there any rules on how big they should be? It all started with cricket, actually. Cricketers had been wearing shin pads since the 1700s. They'd been introduced not for leg protection, but instead to give batters a strategic advantage. The idea was that batters could put their leg pads in front of the wicket if they missed the ball, preventing them from being bowled out. Obviously, that all changed when the LBW rule came in, but that was the theory behind them. It was thanks to this guy that shin protection made its way over to football. Meet Samuel Widdowson. He was a cricketer and a footballer. He played for Nottingham Forest back in the late 1800s, and he wanted a way to protect his legs from nasty tackles. Apparently, he'd broken his leg in a match against Sheffield United in 1874 and wanted to stop it from happening again. Naturally, his mind drifted to his other favourite sport, where players had been wearing these pads. Story goes, Widdowson cut up his cricket pads, sewed them into his socks and popped them on before taking to the footy pitch. Ta-da! Shin pads. Like all great genius inventors, everyone took the mickey at first. To be fair, he probably looked quite stupid running around with these on. But it's thought his whole Nottingham Forest team then began wearing them from 1887, and the first known use of them in a match was in 1894, in a match between Newcastle and the then Woolwich Arsenal. Eventually, FIFA clocked on that this protection was pretty important for footballers. Multiple studies have shown wearing shin pads clearly reduces the risk of players getting lower leg injuries. And so in 1990, basically 100 years after Widdowson first put them on, shin pads were made compulsory. It became a part of Law 4 of IFAB. That's the body responsible for setting the laws of the game internationally. But the law doesn't actually specify anything about measurements of shin pads. It just says pads must be made of a suitable material and be of an appropriate size to provide reasonable protection. It's really vague, and players can get away with a lot. A lot of grassroots clubs are choosing to ban micro shin pads for obvious reasons, though, especially after a 15-year-old player from Penistone Church broke his leg while wearing them. Still no change from IFAB, though. That's why Grealish and co can still get away with these ones, which are no bigger than a credit card and which seem to offer little to no protection whatsoever.
Good morning. Thank you for listening to talkSPORT. It's the weekend sports breakfast. My name's Shebahn, alongside Millwall legend Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So the fifth round of the FA Cup is underway. Liverpool booked their place in the quarter-finals with a win over Wolves at Molineux.
Jones coming onto it, running toward the edge of the penalty area. Still Curtis Jones, and he slots it into the bottom left-hand corner. That's another wonderful finish.
We'll look back on the game from last night. We'll look ahead to all of today's FA Cup action. 3 live commentaries for you here. Chelsea travel to Hollywood. Not really, they travel to Wrexham to take on Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's side in the FA Cup 5th round. Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson knows his team have to be at their best to get a result.
The main thing on the night, like I said, is to try and bring our best performance onto the stage, but also for ourselves to see where we are individually and collectively against a team of this standing.
Get in there, Phil. Go for it. And our lunchtime FA Cup kick-off sees League One Mansfield take on Premier League leaders Arsenal. And the Stags are preparing in their own way for Arsenal's set pieces. Corner. That's good from Mansfield. Well done. That one will be live and exclusive for you. Hear this lunchtime on talkSPORT. What are you up to today? You heading to the games at 81089 03717 223344. Cass says Andy Robertson looked good last night. Should he be starting for Liverpool? Liverpool fans, we want to hear from you. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Morning.
This is my favourite in between days.
I might do a bit of Cure on Spotify on the way home then today.
Yeah, they're a really easy listen. They sort of, I don't want to put them in any group really, as in like in, you know, you can go like Madness and Specials with two-tone bands, and the Cure always felt they were just always on the little bit of the edge of everything. They sort of a real mixture.
Yeah, you're right. Easy listening, gets you up.
Yesterday I felt so old. I want to die.
Come on, Cass.
It's go on. No, it's this is one of my boys' favourite songs. So,
is it?
Yeah, he loves it. And do you know what? Do you know what's so really amazing about the modern world is that the youngsters now have there's so many different genres of music they listen to more than ever. They'll have their Spotify list and all these great songs for the 70s and 80s and 60s, even going back. Well, they'll find music, and it won't be, oh, I'm a rock fan or I'm a soul, fan. Whatever you love in your they have all types of music on their list, which is great. So diverse.
When at the moment with the marathon training, I'll stick on like an 80s mix.
Yeah.
I just think it's the best decade for.
Yeah,
it's not the same anymore. Do you know what I'm loving? Sam Fender.
I've heard of Sam Fender.
He's great.
Yeah.
He brings something a little bit different.
Yeah, and look, they all have a bit of mixture of everything, don't they?
Yeah.
The musicians have the youngsters now can listen to so many different types of music, and they're into not just, it used to be, I can remember sort of the punk era when that started, and that only lasted a few years, but people were into that and that only. Or rock music and into rock music. Now it's not. They're into all sorts of different types of music.
Do you ever fancy a go at happy hardcore? Like just stick it on, you're like.
No, I'm not really hardcore. No, I like rock, but not heavy rock. I wouldn't be like, for example, like Andy Townsend. He'd have rock. Higher,
He's rock and roll.
Yeah, a bit more Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, and others. They make great records, but I wouldn't be that wouldn't be my fan of. I wouldn't be a fan of that music necessarily.
Well, The Cure is our theme today, just because. Let's look ahead to Mansfield Town against Arsenal today after their fourth round heroics away at Burnley. League One Mansfield Town's reward is a fifth round tie at home to Premier League leaders and title favourites Arsenal. The game is live and exclusive here on talkSPORT at 12:15. The Stags sit 16th in League One, 6 points outside the relegation zone, but have made the fifth round of the Cup for the first time since 1974-75. So to look ahead to this game, we can speak to Mansfield Town fan Steve Fowler. Very good morning, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Morning, Sharina.
There's a great headline, Steve, in the Mail today. Every underdog has its day.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have that 8,000 Mansfield fans there, and we'll have thousands of viewers and listeners who will be Mansfield fans for the day.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves to see the big boys come down, don't they?
So tell us about Nigel. Nigel Clough, what he's done, and the team, and because he's had a lot of experience with Burton and now Mansfield. He's been there a good while now. Tell us about him as a manager.
Oh, it's terrific. We absolutely love him. Even last season, we went for, I think it was 14 games without a win. We scratched one or two draws. There was never never you're getting sacked in the morning. There was never you're a load of rubbish. You know, everybody knew there were reasons for it, there were injuries, and that it would come right. And this guy knows. He knows he's got a scouting team that knows the players to pick. We strengthened the squad year on year, and we're moving on. Last year was the first time we'd stayed in League One for, I think it was 30 odd years. This year, we're staying there. I've got no worries at all that we're going to be in any danger. The only worry is if we get congestion, fixture congestion, having to go into the 6th round of the Cup. That's extra games we've got to play. But I've got no worries. We love him. He's so popular with the fans. He's approachable. He talks to people. He'll face questions head on. The whole setup. John and Caroline Radford have transformed that club. So we're living the dream at the moment.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, the dream is today is you've got a big opposition, the team that, as we've seen so often, set pieces.
Yep.
You feel confident that Mansfield can handle these set pieces?
Yeah, well, maybe.
And what's that half and half scarf I see in your background there?
Oh, that's today's specially made scarf of Mansfield 5th round of the Emirates FA Cup. That we've had made up and
fair play. Yeah, go get the scarf for us there. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, even though you're a die-hard Mansfield fan, that you believe in half and half scarves. But I'm going to give you go. You don't.
No, I don't normally. I refused to buy one at Burnley.
But the occasion.
And then regretted it after we beat them. And I don't normally. And it'll only get worn today. That's it.
Good luck to you, Steve. Give us a big prediction.
I don't mind if we're bored for 85 minutes and we sneak one on the 85th minute. But I don't think so. Today's not about the result. Today's about memories. Memories and making dreams. That's what today's for. Everybody wants to come away. We're not nervous. The Arsenal fans will be nervous coming to us. Yeah. We're not nervous. We're going there to love the atmosphere and enjoy the day.
Well, look out for the talkSPORT team, Steve. We appreciate you coming on. Have a great day today, sir.
Okay.
Good luck,
Thank
Steve.
you for being here.
Yeah,
okay. Thanks, Tony.
Mansfield fan Steve Fowler with us this morning. It's competition time now.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
F1, by the way, George Russell on pole for the Australian Grand Prix. All the updates coming for you very, very soon. But listen up, F1 fans. We're sending 2 of you to the British Grand Prix on Sunday, the 5th of July. Full racing green trackside experience. This is unbelievable. Never mind your general admission, you're getting exclusive grandstand seats, plus inner track access to watch the drivers roll into the paddock. Oof, that'll look good on the old Instagram story, won't it? We've got the whole day sorted for you. All day street food, fully open bar, much more. The ultimate British Grand Prix completely on us. Here's how you can get involved. Text the word WIN to 83338. Text are £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close on the 20th of March for this one at 4 o'clock. You'll need to answer the phone if we phone you that day. 18 plus, UK residents only. All the terms and conditions at talksport.com. So for your chance to win, text the word WIN to 83338 now. You're listening to talkSPORT Weekend Breakfast here in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you. Coming up, get the posh coffee out, get the kettle on. Cappuccino with Cascarino on the way next.
So it makes it more interesting, I think, Simon, for fans of other clubs. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
If it was all to finish today and this was in operation now,
you'd go way down to 17th with Norwich in the league and a chance to get into the 8th spot. That's what you do.
Right.
You take 60. You take
it opens up. Yeah.
You take 66% of the league as it sits now. 18 clubs in this league could have a reasonable shout to make a claim for getting 8th spot, because there's 11 games to go in the conventional season. There's 6 points between Derby in 8th and Norwich in 17th.
Right.
And those games, and when you get running at the business end of a season, it really does change the dynamics of how people play. All of a sudden, you've got 66% of the league having something involved. Then you've got the other 25%, or 35%, sorry, sort of going to the Gabby Bongle arithmetic school, the other 34%, which would be fighting for not staying in the division. So you've got constant jeopardy in a league, which actually reminded me when I was over in America looking at the MLS and how they construct their leagues and how many teams get an opportunity to play in their playoffs and participate in outcomes for themselves. They have something like 60 or 70% of the teams in a league any given season that could feature in a playoff scenario.
Right.
So it's all
Does
about...
that affect the quality? There's a message coming through there. You're telling me that 8th could end up going to the Premier League. Surely, that
gonna have to
good in terms of the quality of the club that's going to go up.
There's nip and tuck. More often than not, when you finish 6th in the league, and we went up as a team that finished 6th, there was the points total. I think West Ham finished behind us and Wigan finished behind us in the league, and they were like a point difference. So tell me there's a point difference between 6th and 8th. Pack it in.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it better.
The Cure?
Yeah, what happened to this band?
They'll go far.
Yeah.
Good morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the smart TV as well if you want to stick us on in the home or in the office, wherever you are. And you can watch us on the YouTube channel as well. So we're playing this because on Drive, on Thursday, Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent got into a debate about who's more famous, Sir Paul McCartney or Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano has a younger following, therefore more of his followers will be on social media.
Just it's not 1967.
Yeah, no, exactly right.
No,
if you grew up with the Beatles, right?
Yeah,
you love the Beatles.
I get that.
You're not going to be predominantly on social media scrolling through.
I get that, but Ronaldo, football's the biggest thing on the planet, right? And he is the
I'd say music is probably exactly the same level. Music and sport.
McCartney's pomp is not now.
I know, but McCartney's probably the most famous musician on the planet, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, potentially. I just think Ronaldo's got like a cult following. People are cults.
I know. So well, look at the Beatles.
Yeah, I get that, but that was then. Now, Ronaldo, come on.
There you go. Fair debate.
Well, it's a debate that you can make a case for either way, can't you?
Apples and pears.
Yeah, it's like Paul McCartney's was in the greatest band, in history, and he was, him and Lennon were two icons. But as we look at the world now through social media, someone like Ronaldo can be just as big.
I just feel if Ronaldo was to walk down the road now at London Bridge, he'd be more mobbed than Sir Paul McCartney would because of the social media influence, because everyone knows where he is and the kids love it and they stop.
Well, they're both everywhere. I mean, look, and Darren's got a point of, look, that's the 60s and into the 70s, but McCartney's been way beyond that. He's been in the 70s and beyond. It's a tough one. I don't know. I wouldn't know who would be the most...
Tough one.
It is. How do you answer that question?
Think about that for a minute. And by the way, if you like more nonsense like this, make sure you check out 21 Minutes to Go, the podcast by Andy Goldstein and the nation's wind-up merchant, Jason Cundy, who absolutely got the better of our Jamie O'Hara earlier on in the week after Spurs' meltdown. Jamie followed them live on air. Unbelievable stuff, but 21 Minutes to Go is good crack. Have a listen to it. If you're out and about today, 20 minutes on a run, on a walk, 21 Minutes to Go with Goldstein and Cundy, available wherever it is you get your podcasts. Right, it's time now for this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on talkSPORT. Yummy.
Right.
Feet up. Let me sit back. Go for it.
I came in this morning and our tech op's a Tottenham fan, and we had a quick chat, and and the first words out was Bill was he's not adverse to going down. Obviously, there's some.
You didn't say that, Billy.
No, but the point is, because what Spurs fans have seen this year, there'll be a number of them that feel like we need something massive to happen to this club that changes everything about it. Because, and I thought about it, and it kept reminding me of Marseille when they got relegated, but they were relegated through financial issues, but it was a complete reset for the football club. So when we went down, we had to get promoted twice. The first season was just to stay in the division we were in. So we got relegated, and during the course of that season, we got relegated again. But so we had to get promotion, if this makes sense, to stay up, which we did. And we got relegated twice in 2 seasons. We got promoted twice in 2 seasons, eventually getting back to League One or Liga. And I remember the type of things that happened in that time. Now, in the papers today, there's loads and loads of stuff absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at the players, right? In the Daily Mail, they've got all the who's going to stay, who's going to go if they go down. You've got, in the Times, you've got Tom Arnott talking about their fixtures and who they've got, over the next 8 days. They've got Atletico Madrid home and away. They've got Liverpool away. Then they play Forest at home. These are the next 4 games and all what's going to go on. So there's loads and loads of stuff. But 90% of it is being thrown at the players. Now, I was at Fulham on last Sunday. I was at Fulham when they lost. And I did a piece on Mickey van der Ven. And I talked about him being a captain, didn't think he was captain material, also a player that had his head turned, and quite clearly it feels like there needs to be a lot of things that need to happen at Spurs. So it reminded me of Marseille, of how do you get back and come back stronger. And Spurs need this to happen because there's so much that feels from the outside is wrong at this football club. There's players at this football club who, to me, and I said to you a few weeks ago, Shebahn, on air, I said, they're my least favourite group of players. I just don't see unity in there. I see players all about themselves, and the sinking ship is, feels like it's going down, and it's going to be who's going to get the exit route out of this football club or get the lifeboat. And I just don't like what I'm seeing. And when they lost on Thursday night, I didn't see the game, but caught up with it yesterday, and you could see the empty stadium towards, there was people leaving at half time. So much has gone wrong at Tottenham. Do you know one of the most important things that happened at Marseille is they brought in players that wanted to play for the football club, and we were senior players. I came, and there were still some players that had won the Champions League the previous season, and they had been successful, but were desperate to get this club back on the footing of the top flight football in France. Tottenham somehow need this. They need to start signing players that the priority has to be how much do they want to... Not only are they good players, because obviously they're buying players of a certain level, but have the mentality to play for Spurs and want to play for Spurs. Not, I'll do you a favour and I'll come and join you for 2 years and then I might disappear or go be sold off or the pastures, the green is grasser and the pastures are new. And it feels like this club has got itself in a real pickle and it needs to have some sort of reset. Now, of course, it's not a good thing, but it's not doomsday for Spurs if they go down. It will hurt the club financially. They still get parachute payments, but it's a time for the club to start having a reset, exactly what they're about.
I think here, say Spurs fans, and that's why when you go back to Marseille, you go back a legend because you fought for the club. That's what you want to see from this group of players. Cass, love that. Cappuccino with Cascarino coming up next. We're going to look ahead to the 5:45 kickoff for you today on talkSPORT. Wrexham take on Chelsea. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The football club. It's unbelievable. The people in charge of this football club. One of the biggest clubs in the world. And an absolute mockery. We're a mockery of a football club that we've allowed this to happen.
Are you going down?
And the fans have had to accept
You're going down.
Chase, shut up. Don't ask me again. Seriously. Like, I'm trying to do a show here. I'm trying to have a say. And you're going to sit there and just try and mug me off for 2 hours. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it.
That's a question. No problem with me. It's not my fault you got beat tonight, is it? I wasn't playing centre half.
It's so bad.
There's no point up, Jay. Don't have a pop at me, mate. Right?
I'll have a pop at you if you're trying to mug me off.
No, I'm not mugging you off. I'm asking. It's a simple question. Are you going down? Are you?
I can't do 2 hours with you, Jace, if you're just going to be an idiot. I mean, how can I take you seriously? You've got an Ange mask on and a clown mask.
What about 3 hours?
I can't do 2 hours of calls with you. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just please.
It's not my fault. You're rubbish.
Please, like, for me, like, don't ask me that question again. All right? Just because.
What question?
All right. Look. I want to hear from Spurs fans. It's obviously a shocking. I'm genuinely crestfallen. Genuinely crestfallen. It's the worst I've ever felt.
Do you think you're going down? No, it's a different question this time.
Well, how's it a different question?
I said, are you going down? Or do you think you're going down? Do you think you're going down?
there, good morning. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, former Chelsea and Villa striker Tony Cascarino with you. Some of your headlines. First half headers from Barney Stewart and Finn Yates sent Falkirk into the Scottish Cup semi-finals and ended Dundee United's hope of reaching Hampden. Another Old Firm tomorrow, Cass?
Yes.
Another one, said Callum.
The last one was pretty full on, wasn't it?
Yeah, was it Sky put out their figures saying it was 1.1 million tuned in to watch it, which was high figures for Scottish football. So anyone saying no one cares? Yeah, we do. Okay, we go again tomorrow in the Old Firm at Ibrox. Good luck, Celtic. And in the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast, Ollie Clink and Perry Groves discuss gamesmanship versus cheating, corner kicks chaos, feigned injuries, time wasting and diving. Is cheating just part of football? Quite an interesting discussion. Here's Perry on goalkeepers feigning injury.
But whatever rules you change, right, trust me, managers and coaches and players will find, it's called housery. It's called doing whatever you can do to try and win the game. Newcastle won their first major trophy for 70 years last year, right? You're not telling me that in the last minutes of added on time, that your mob didn't waste time and do everything they possibly could to run that clock down. Anything you can try and do. And it isn't cheating. It's not cheating. It's within the rules. And if you do cheat and you get away with it, you're actually called a genius. If you cheat and you get caught, it's absolutely outrageous. The thing is, if you're going to do it, don't get caught.
Well, look, housery, yes. There's many players that have feigned injuries. I've played in games where, players are saying things while the game is going on. Like, just to waste time if, changing throwing, whoever's taking the throw-ins and then change them around and then pass it on. I mean, Arsenal play very close to the line on their throw-ins. They take time. The game, it was evident at Brighton where the fans were, ready to have a go at the Arsenal players of how long, say, Timber would take a throw-in and that they do it really well, Arsenal. They get it right to the limit. Just before the referee's going to blow or maybe book somebody, they throw it. They do it well. And it's always been in the game.
Feigning injuries, though, bothers me. That's the one that bothers me. And when goalkeepers do it, it's so frustrating when you're the team who are trying to claw your way back into it and the goalie sits down. Now, if it's genuine, fine, you can't knock them. But I would say, what we're talking 9 times out of 10, it's not.
No, well,
they're back on a pitch the next game. They're wasting they're taking the mickey out their own physios and their own docs. But do you know who I'm going to shout out who does it more than ever? And actually, I think it's statistically more than ever. A woman called Fallon Tullis-Joyce at Manchester United Women. Unbelievable goalkeeper. Get up! Get up, something like she's sat on her backside from 80 minutes constantly. And they need to crack down on it, but part of me thinks it's also good for the game because we're seeing this bit more housery than creep into women's football. But when I see it in men's football, I'm like, stop! Get up!
Do you know the one that's really crept in and got to an incredible number is the head injuries? Because so often now players go down with a head injury and the referee has to blow the whistle. He's got no choice.
Yeah.
Because if there is one case one day where someone actually is seriously injured in a head injury and the referee gets, why didn't he stop the game? But there is a lot of players know that as soon as they hold their head, the ref's got no choice.
Yeah, for pure safety.
Yeah.
That one. They have to.
And it's one that is increased. I see players now going down with head injuries so often that of course, there's a majority of them that are feigning injury. But the referee's got no choice.
Yeah. Even when my Republic of Ireland women were playing Wales in the playoff game to get to the Euros, and we were in the Aviva in Dublin, and my sister was playing, and they needed a goal to get back into Ireland. Needed a goal. 8 minutes on the clock, and the Wales keeper kept sitting down, and I was just used to seeing the state of me. I was a disgraceful football fan, hurling abuse. It just makes me so livid.
Well, it's people, try to get the limit of where they can take advantage.
Yeah,
and small margins make massive differences in sport.
And we know how that one worked out. Okay, let's discuss this cracker coming up for you at 5:45 today. Hollywood's Wrexham versus star-studded Chelsea, and it's live for you here on talkSPORT.
Wrexham progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Phil Parkinson, he's having an impressive season on 2 fronts.
Hunting around the edge of the penalty area. Wrexham have done well. They've won it back cleanly. Kakashi! First blood to Wrexham.
Of course, you're always concentrating on picking our team and getting us to play and to function to the best of our ability.
Opportunity for Delap to pull it back. Sets up Neto, who rifles it brilliantly into the bottom right-hand corner.
That's why I'm here. It's what you dream of as a player or a coach or a manager. You want to win things. The FA Cup is an amazing competition for the tradition and history.
Let's hope this is a good one today. Live for you here on talkSPORT, joined by former Wrexham player and manager Andy Morrell. Very good morning to you, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah.
Good, Andy. I'm sure you're looking forward to this today because obviously Wrexham's rise has been extraordinary. Phil Parkinson, I've met Phil a couple of times along the way. I've done an extraordinary job. And the way you've kept rebuilding the team, every level you get to has been extraordinary for me.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, and he doesn't really get the plaudits, I don't think, that he probably should do. He's probably been the difference for us. You know, all the players have come and sort of going at the moment, but he's been the mainstay. And to just rebuild each year and get better and better and enhance the group, as in the way that we're playing, it's slightly different now to how it was coming up the leagues. He needs all the credit, praise on him.
Well, the credit has to go even further because if you think every level he's got to, the upgrade of players, this summer you saw Kiefer Moore come in, Josh Windass as well, and every level he's found people to do the job at that level. And I thought when he got to the Championship, I thought this is going to be a tough one because the League One to Championship, there is a real upgrade because there's so much. You know, the money that was a big advantage for Wrexham is still there, but you've got a lot of other competitors with lots of money as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I thought that for the last 2 years, to be fair. We going into League One, I would have took 12 quite comfortably to stay in the division, and then the boys just went and smashed it with Phil Parkinson at the helm. And then in this year as well, I just thought if we can stay in there, and the first few games we were like, wow, this is a different level altogether. But really, they've found a way. He's done, again, incredibly well. He's got some very, very good players to suit the way he plays. He has complete autonomy over the changing rooms, so he chooses who comes and goes. And that, I think, has worked so well. And everybody that's come in has done so well as well. You know, Kiefer scoring 13 already this season. You know, I think he only scored 3 or 4 last season. And so everybody's outperforming where they were, which when you have that, it just leads to winning football.
Yeah. Andy, how would you describe Wrexham's style?
Well, like I said, it was a bit basic. We played up to, you know, we used to play to Ollie Palmer, the big man with Paul Mullin around him, and we just had some really good players that had really good moments when we were needed. But we just changed slightly. We've just gone to sort of a box midfield, 3 at the back always, and a box midfield, 2 number 10s, and we've just played so much more in sort of the last, since Christmas really, and our results have really improved. We've got our good players on the ball running at defenders, and we look really dangerous now. And also, when we were playing longer, we weren't ever in control of games, I didn't feel, but now when we're playing with our 2 10s and we've got 2 sitting midfielders, we can play through them and control the game a little bit more.
Yeah, you've seen some really rollercoaster matches. I remember watching Wrexham versus Sheffield United, and it was like ding dong very early on.
Yeah, and we've just had Ipswich as well, similar 5-3 as well. You know, that was going back to the good old days. We were Barnet 7-5 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Some goals flying in at home. I love it.
Yeah, and you've got the keeper, Arthur Okonkwo. I think I've pronounced it well.
Correct.
He's a huge guy, isn't he? He's got a lot about him.
Yeah, he's got the wingspan of a golden eagle. He's amazing. Like, yeah, he's a really calm. He's so laid back. He's got different bits that he needs to develop. His kicking needs probably a little bit of work, but as a shot stopper, you know, he made a brilliant save last weekend against Charlton, so we won the game 1-0 right at the death. Saw it late and got down in a big, strong hand. So he's been a big plus. He didn't start the season either. Danny Ward came in from Leicester and started the season, but unfortunately had a really serious injury to his elbow. So Arthur's just come in and took his chance.
Do you know, I'm just looking at the pictures of him now. If he puts his arms down, I think his hands would touch his knees. His arms
he's
are
a big
huge.
guy.
Yeah. Listen, just in terms of the playoff race at the moment, do you think this game could affect things, or will the result not really matter?
Well, I hope not. I just think that it's a really good opportunity to leave the league behind and go and enjoy ourselves. You know, this is a massive game. It's ridiculously difficult. You know, we have to have Arthur having an amazing game. All our players have to play at a level, and Chelsea just to be slightly off it to have any real chance of winning. They've put 2 championship teams already to bed this FA Cup run. So we've got to be realistic. But it's a free hit. We can go and have a go. We can go and enjoy it. The fans will be ridiculously good as well. They'll be fantastic and right behind the team. And you just never know, do you, this FA Cup? And, you know, it's brought up its own moments in the history. You know, Mickey Thomas is still dining out on his, you know, from a long time ago. So, if you can be that player, you never know.
Yeah, and look, Chelsea have bounced back with a big result in midweek. And there's no doubt Chelsea have got a very talented group of players, you know, and rightly so, because they've spent a lot of money to build the sort of team they've got.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be really, really tough. You know, they've had 2 tough league games, Arsenal and Villa before it. They've got PSG in the week next week. How much he will prioritise this game ahead of those 3 really is we'll see tonight. Really, I've tried to do a bit of research for the game, and I've got no idea what sort of team he'll pick because he's got such a plethora of players to choose from. So I've left that. I've just done a little bit of looking, and whatever team they put out, I'm sure it's going to be absolute top quality. It'll be worth a fortune, and it'll be great for us to come and go and watch really a quality Chelsea team come and play at the racecourse.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney will be in the private jet just now, heading your way, hopefully getting a wee glimpse of them today as well, which is always nice.
Yeah, well, you know, this game doesn't need anything to lift it, does it? Because it's got such a brilliant look and feel to it. But when those 2 boys come into town as well, the whole place just goes up another notch. So it's going to be an incredible atmosphere. I'm sure that if they are there, they'll certainly enjoy the game and the day, and hopefully we'll see a good performance from us. And like I said, you just never know.
Yeah, you never know. Andy Morrell, thank you so much for your time today. Enjoy the game.
Cheers, Andy.
Good luck to you. We'll be thinking of you, former Wrexham player Andy Morrell there. Don't forget, it's live for you on talkSPORT tonight. Wrexham take on Chelsea. Kick-off at 5:45 in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Joe Shannon on that one alongside former Man United captain Steve Bruce. That should be a cracker. By the way, don't forget, if you're into your boxing, huge fights coming up for you over the next few weeks with our friends on DAZN. March the 14th, Jazza Dickens defends his WBA World Super Featherweight title against Anthony Cascase, and March 21st it's George Liddard. He's got Tyler Denny for the British and Commonwealth titles, and then on March 28th the future heavyweight champion of the world, Moses Atoma, takes on Jermaine Franklin. You can watch all of these fights with our friends on DAZN.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Fancy a little game warm-up today and you want to hear more on gamemanship and cheating? Our debate on the talkSPORT Daily Podcast is available now. It's the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter. Search VW Transporter to find out more. Coming up next, we'll get into the Six Nations. Will England come unstuck for the 3rd time in a row? They travel to the Eternal City.
I've got lots of Tottenham mates, and
mate,
they're devastated. They can't watch. They said I couldn't watch it last night. I'm not going to watch it. I can't watch it.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're getting to a stage where they're so nervous about going down, which I thought about 3 weeks ago. Oh, they'd be fine.
So did I, mate.
Now, with what I've seen from Forest, what I've seen from West Ham, they're banging it.
Right, I'm the same as you, mate, and I bet you.
Leeds will be looking. Leeds have got to be careful.
Over their shoulder as well.
Leeds have got.
Solomon at Sunderland.
We said, they got Wolves at home now, but Wolves,
they've picked up.
They're flying.
I was at they played well against Liverpool.
Unbelievable. And they could play them tonight. You're doing the game tonight.
FA Cup, I'm out for the FA Cup, mate. Well, if like fans of most other clubs, you enjoy what's happening at Spurs right now, and you tune into the sports bar, then last night, by all accounts, was unmissable. I did hear a little bit of it, by the way. Jason was officially playing Keep Me Up with Jamie.
It's a simple question. Are you going down?
Yes.
We are the only team in the Premier League ever to bring in a new manager, to get a new manager bounce, and we get a worse bounce.
Okay, you get a new manager trounce, not bounce.
Like, I'm trying to do a show here, I'm trying to have a say, and you're going to sit there and just try and mug me off for 2 hours. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it.
So dare is to poo.
I'd actually take Big Ange. It's got to that point. I would actually take Big Ange. I could do a better job. It is embarrassment. An embarrassment.
You're going down. No, seriously, last time. You're going down.
Shut up! Don't ask me again.
Realistically, Ali, realistically, he could be Tottenham Lincoln next year.
Good morning. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast. We're live here on talkSPORT. It's FA Cup weekend again. Good morning. My name's Shebahn. Tony Cascarino is here as well. What's this one then? What's this one?
Is it heaven?
Just about heaven.
Just about heaven, yeah.
Just because. The Cure are good. They'll go far, these guys. They've got a career in them.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, love listening to their stuff. It's years since I've heard this song, but they've Close to Me is another big one. I can think off the top of my head. There's another big one. We've gone through about probably 5 or 6 already.
There was a viral clip when they were inducted into the Hall of Fame. What was it, maybe about 2017 possibly? 2017. And the reporter was really excited. She was like, the Cure inductee in Hall of Fame. Like, she was buzzing. And he was like, oh, all right.
You never know what musicians are going to act like.
All right,
you
calm
just
down,
like,
love.
you never know.
Some of your headlines today. Ireland kept their slim hopes of reclaiming the Six Nations title with a bonus point 27-17 victory over a spirited Wales in Dublin last night. Bayern Munich cruised to victory over struggling Borussia Mönchengladbach 4-1 in the Bundesliga despite being without star striker Harry Kane. And qualifying is just wrapped at the F1 Grand Prix in Albert Park, Melbourne, Australia at the start of a brand new season. Here's talkSPORT's Tom Clayton with what you need to know.
The new era of Formula One will be led off by the Mercedes of George Russell. The Brit claimed pole in Melbourne by 0.2 of a second ahead of teammate Kimi Antonelli. He's had something of a stressful day with his car having to be hastily put back together after a hefty crash in the final practice session. Red Bull's Isaac Hadjar goes from third place. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen in the other Red Bull will go from the back of the grid after a crash in Q1. It was a disappointing afternoon for the Mercedes. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton will go from 4th and 7th respectively after battery deployment issues. They'll be split by the two McLarens, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. So it's bright and breezy for lights out tomorrow, nice and early, 4 a.m. UK time. But don't you worry, we'll have all the live updates right here on talkSPORT.
Love it. Tom Clayton, thank you very much. Also more on our website, talksport.com. Let's talk about the Six Nations. Another big weekend. England looking to bounce back from back-to-back defeats. They've got Italy and Rome. Before that, Scotland hosts France. Well, last night, Ireland defeated Wales 27-17 in Dublin. Who better to join us now than talkSPORT's hard man himself, our rugby reporter. Alfie Reynolds is with us. Good morning, Alfred.
Alfie.
Morning both. How are you guys?
We're good, Alfie. It seems like a big day because obviously when you take on Italy in the Six Nations, who have also beat Scotland and lost narrowly to Ireland, that can England really go to Italy and put on a performance? Because Ireland ripped and tore England apart, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the last two weekends from an English point of view in terms of fixtures in the Six Nations have been really alarming. It's not so much that they lost to Ireland and Scotland because both of those sides on their day are good teams. It's the manner of the performance that England put in. They were really poor at Murrayfield, and then you go a week later, they're back home, they're against Ireland, you expect them to respond, and they just didn't. They were really poor once again. So now all of a sudden they're coming to Rome and they're coming up against the best Italian team that we have ever seen. They have never lost to Italy, and you're looking at this game and you're thinking, could we really be about to see a piece of Italian rugby history? Could they be about to beat England for the first time? England have to get better. They have to improve. But I'll be honest, I was saying that after the Scotland game. I thought they had to get better against Ireland, and they didn't. So I think the match today will be very, very revealing for, have we just seen a little two-game blip from England, or are there deeper issues here?
Alfie, would Steve Borthwick survive if England lost to Italy?
Well, the noises are that he will, Cass. I think the calls for that, the calls for the RFU to make a change will get even louder. The questions will have to become quite uncomfortable. It's extraordinary, this, isn't it? At the start of this Six Nations, after the first game, England had absolutely hammered Wales. They'd won 12 games in a row, and people's predictions that they would be in the hunt for the title, maybe they could play France next week on the final weekend and it be a shot for a Grand Slam, seemed fair. And now, a couple of games later, ahead of them facing Italy, we're talking about whether Steve Borthwick is going to keep his job. So I don't think the RFU are going to make a change even if England do lose to Italy, but it's a totally fair question because I guarantee you those noises, those calls, the questions that Borthwick is going to have to answer will revolve around that if they were to lose today.
I mean, so many changes though, Alfie. I mean, it's drastic making 12 changes.
Yeah, incredible, really. I mean, the thing I think about this is, what do we know about Steve Borthwick as a coach? And he is methodical, he is detail orientated, and he had a plan for selection. That plan has gone out the window and been ripped up here. There's no way he was planning for the Italy game to have to make 12 changes, and that is a total reflection of where England find themselves. And I think there's two ways of looking at that. Number one, you could say, is he panicking here? Is this panicked selection? If you're being a bit kinder, you might look at it and you might say, well, do you know what? He was quite loyal in terms of his selection after the Scotland game into the Ireland game. He gave those players a chance to bounce back and make amends, really. They didn't do that. They were even worse against Ireland, so now it's wholesale changes. You can dress it up two ways, but yeah, that is almost unheard of, I would say, from Steve Borthwick to make that amount of changes.
Well, Scotland have got France at Murrayfield. Obviously, the French have been unbelievable so far. So do you expects Scotland? Because look, they beat England at Murrayfield. Do you give them a chance?
Definitely give Scotland a chance. I would say, look, France have looked like comfortably the best team in this championship. But look, we all thought England would go to Murrayfield and win, and maybe win comfortably, and they got blown away. Most people still thought England would beat Ireland at home, and they lost comfortably. Italy beat Scotland on the opening week, and it's been one of those championships where there's been some really surprising results. It's been brilliant, actually. Even look at last night, and Wales putting in a much better performance. It was a much closer game than people maybe expected. So Scotland definitely have a chance. They're a quality team. I think the thing that I think of here is France have been excellent, right? But we haven't seen them, I don't think, be put under serious pressure. You know, really get to the point in a game where you're looking at it and thinking, I don't know if they're going to win here. Because when you can do that, then strange things happen. The pressure kind of mounts up. And I think France probably have the answers if they are posed those questions. But can Scotland put them under that sort of pressure?
We will wait and see. Listen, Alfie, we'll hear from you later on today. Alfie Reynolds, our reporter there out of the Six Nations in Rome, 4:40. All the updates here on talkSPORT. This is the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we're going to head up north of the border. Could Motherwell really win the SPL? We'll do that next.
David, good morning, mate. First
Good
of all,
morning,
how are
David.
You? Morning, all. David, here's a quick one for you, mate. I know we'll not be talking European football. We'll calm everything down. I want to start with this statistic, right, which I would imagine would please you as much as anything. Everton, after reaching the 40-point mark in 28 games, that's only the second time they've done that in 9 seasons. Now, I reckon that in itself is an achievement. But, and I know you'll play it down, you must have a wee thought about European football.
Well, I said right at the start, Coisty, that I said to the players that, we need to try and aim for it and hope that it was possible. In truth, it looked a million miles away, to be honest, at the start. But I have to say, we got off to a pretty good start in the league, and it's given us something to hold on to. We've been up and down, and we're probably just on the outside of European football, if we're honest. But we're not that far away that we couldn't try and make a go of it.
David, obviously the Grealish injury was disappointing, but how happy are you now with the competition for places? Beto and Barry are in great form. You've got McNeil and Dibbling fighting for a spot. NDI and Tyreek George. You've got Branthwaite back as well. The squad's looking more healthy now, isn't it?
It certainly is. I mean, I have to say, Jack was brilliant for us in the early part of the season. He gave us lots of things which we haven't had, and he helped the team greatly. So we've missed him, and we missed him over the middle of the season, middle of December and January, really, when we had also a few injuries as well. But probably no different to other clubs. But we're just beginning to find our feet a little bit again, and the players you mentioned, they're all beginning to step up.
We all know it, that moment when France were reduced to 10 men in the 2006 final. But Zinedine Zidane's World Cup story was so much more than those antics in Berlin. Despite a meteoric rise to prominence in the early 90s, Zidane wouldn't really start his World Cup career until 1998. See, France didn't even qualify for 94, so they had some making up to do on home soil. Ahead of the tournament, Zidane was flying. Back-to-back Serie A titles and Champions League finals with Juventus, but things didn't exactly go to plan. In France's second group game, he was shown one of these. I mean, we were so busy getting angry at Bex for his red, we didn't even realise Zidane was getting properly dug out in France for the 12 days before. The French public demanded he be kicked out of the squad and sent home. But manager Aimé Jacquet held firm and brought him back 2 games later. After his return, he'd start every game until the final, where he was quite simply brilliant. He scored not once, but twice. And this was the moment he'd been waiting for. There was national jubilation, and all was forgiven. He was even rewarded with a Ballon d'Or to cap off a near-perfect year. France won the Euros 2 years later and so were red-hot favourites at the 2002 World Cup. But the table will tell you things did not go to plan. Now, come 2006, France, now captained by Zidane, are one of the favourites again, but they made hard work of it. They won just 1 game and finished second in their group, which meant they had to beat Spain, Brazil and Portugal en route to the final. Then, the moment we all remember. Zinedine, just leave it. Walk away. Zinedine, no! And that meant he became only the second player in history to be sent off twice in World Cups. France lost, but he still won the Golden Ball. As you can see, he was thrilled. Or furious. Zidane never played again, but across 3 tournaments his story had everything. Disgrace, glory, infamy. We don't like our heroes clean anyway, do we?
Good morning, welcome along to FA Cup weekend. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn. Former Chelsea and March today striker Tony Cascarino is here.
Good morning.
So last night, Liverpool cruised past Wolves with a 3-1 win at Molineux to put them in the FA Cup quarter-final draw on Monday. Arne Slot knows how important cup wins are for his side this season.
Yeah, we always found every game we play very important, and we always find every trophy we can win very important.
Newcastle take on Manchester City for the 5th time this season in our late FA Cup kick-off. Pep says there won't be any surprises as him and Howe face off once again.
Well, we know each other, no surprises. It's not even the first time this season, so how many times with Newcastle and Howe we played, so a lot.
Cute. Very, very cute. And our lunchtime FA Cup kick-off sees League One Mansfield take on Premier League leaders Arsenal. And the Stags are preparing in their own way for Arsenal's set pieces. Why is that so in my head? One word.
It's catchy.
Corner. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT. And not only that, there are 3 live games for you coming up this Saturday.
Don't ever turn your back on the FA Cup.
Wrexham progressed to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Phil Parkinson, he's having an impressive season on 2 fronts. Wrexham 1, Ipswich 0.
Delap shooting it back for Neto, through the goalkeeper for 4.
Third square, Tonali with another drive. Oh, what a goal! Sandro Tonali took that brilliantly.
In towards Delap shooting it back for Neto, through the goalkeeper for 4.
Doesn't matter who you are, if you reach an FA Cup quarter-final, you start thinking about Wembley.
Well, there goes the full-time whistle, and that is a titanic performance from Mansfield. Burnley 1, Mansfield 2.
Coming forward towards the edge of the penalty area, still Creek Somerville. 1-0 West Ham.
This is the FA Cup at its very, very best.
And it's all live for you here on talkSPORT this weekend. Today, 12:15, Mansfield Town take on Arsenal. 5:45, Wrexham face Chelsea. And 8 o'clock at Newcastle host Manchester City. Cass, anyone in particular you're up for? Feeling the vibe?
No, I was actually checking out the Newcastle Man City game today in the Cup, and Pep had mentioned about sort of the Premier League and how it sits with Champions League football and the priorities. Which he doesn't like, because, by the way, tonight, 8 o'clock, Tuesday, Newcastle face Barcelona at home. And Wednesday, so Man City got 24 hours longer, they play, obviously, on Wednesday night at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
They got Real Madrid. So this idea that, like PSG played last night, right? They've got Champions League football next week. Next Wednesday, they've got Champions League, but they've forwarded the PSG game, so they get an extra day. This is where we're getting to. So it affects the cup games, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we don't know what sort of lineups really. I know injuries play a big part as well, but Newcastle taking on City today of what the lineups are going to be, because both of them have got really big games, and PSG have got Chelsea in midweek at home. They've deliberately played a day earlier. By the way, they lost. They lost 3-1 at home to Monaco. But this sort of there's a bit of a battle going on between Champions League and obviously this is a cup weekend.
Yeah, Pep did say that, didn't he? You mentioned it there. He said that's another one. 8 o'clock FA Cup 5th round kick-off for us tonight. Of course, then with having their big game on Wednesday, the Champions League, like maybe they favour it. The competition's over here.
By that comment, I can only look at it as that he's going to have a different team tonight than he will do against Real Madrid.
Yeah. Let's go up the road, shall we? Because it's the Scottish Cup this weekend. But in terms of the SPL title race, so many of you talking about it. It's unbelievable. Hearts leading the way. 6 points clear of Celtic in second, who are 2 clear of Rangers. And meanwhile, in fourth, 10 points off the leaders, but with a game in hand, and Motherwell. Motherwell are just absolutely flying, and there's this conversation that they might do it. They could win the title for the first time in 94 years. Pleased to say former Motherwell and Northern Ireland defender and leading pundit Stephen Craigan is with us this morning. Good morning, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen.
Good morning. How are we getting on? Okay.
Yeah, we're great. Bit like Motherwell, really, because they've had an extraordinary season. I go back to the time I was at Celtic. Motherwell were always a team that just fight relegation, and you could probably say, Stephen, that's been the case for many periods over the last 20, 30 years. But to see them this season, tell us about how this has come about. We always mention Hearts, but Motherwell have been a bit below the radar.
Well, I think that's the way Motherwell wanted to be. They're trying to stay under the radar, but when you have lost one of your last 20 games, in those 20 games you've conceded just 6 goals.
Yeah,
it's very difficult to stay under the radar. But there was a bit of a risk, you can say, it was taken in the summer. Jens Bartholomew wasn't a name that resonated throughout Scottish football, never mind in Motherwell. He came having worked in Scandinavia for quite a while. No one really knew what was going to happen. The club were ambitious that they wanted to try and play a certain style of football. They've got a young, vibrant chairman who wants the fans to be entertained. He wants the fans to be excited. And lo and behold, he's delivered. What I would say is, though, 8 games in, they had 1-1. There's not many clubs would have the patience, or managers would have the patience to stick with their style of play or their philosophy, Tony. They managed to do that. They were playing well. They just weren't putting teams to bed. And suddenly they've got themselves on a roll. The style of football has been excellent to watch. People have enjoyed it. Home fans or home attendances are up by probably 50%. Away support is up by probably 200%.
Brilliant.
So the fans are loving what they're seeing. It's great to see. Long may it continue. Can they win the title? It's a big ask. There's no doubt about it. 10 points currently behind Hearts. They play Dundee today. There's only 10 games left. 80 seems to be the magic number that everybody's talking about for to win the league. Motherwell would have to get 27 points out of a possible 30. But in football, you just never know.
No. Tell us, you mentioned there, Stephen, style of play. I mean, look, that was the case at Rangers with Russell Martin. So what is the difference between Rangers' style of play and Motherwell's?
Well, Russell Martin's didn't work. Unfortunately, he had an idea in his head that, for one reason or another, didn't get across to the players under the pitch. Now, that's the big thing as a coach, how you translate your information. And I'm not being critical of Russell Martin. It just didn't play it on the pitch how he possibly viewed the game. Jens Bertholascu, on the other hand, is completely different. It's came to the fore. Clearly, they want to dominate the ball. They want teams to come and press them. They want to try and play through them. So that doesn't just happen by chance. You have to clearly work at that. There has to be an awful lot of detail put into the players, but also how you relay that information. But you then have to have the players who buy into it and the players who can play the way you want to. So recruitment is crucial. He's went to Denmark. He brought in Ibrahim Said, a kind of wide player, number 10. Elijah Justice, a New Zealand lad who was playing in the second tier of Danish football, has been an absolute star for Motherwell. But also with that, you have to improve the players that you have. Paul McGinn, who's a brother of John McGinn, 35 years of age. He's probably playing the best football of his career. Traditionally, he's a right back, but he's playing centre half, and he's about 5'10". So it's all about playing the ball on the ground. Stephen O'Donnell is a Scotland international. Is probably having his best years as a footballer. So it's not just about recruitment, it's about improving players you have, but also then getting that detail to players for them to take it on, Tony. And they probably are the most expansive team in the league. They play open, attractive football, but they've also got the best defensive record. So when the ball turns over and they lose the ball, the energy and the appetite to win the ball back is evident.
Do you think that European football that Celtic and Rangers have had doesn't give them the time on the training pitch? Because what you've talked about there, Stephen, is a very detailed idea that the Motherwell coach has to work on religiously to get this in place.
Well, one of the reasons he probably has to work on that, Tony, is because he doesn't have the resources that Hearts would have and the Rangers would have and Celtic would have. So I don't think that's an excuse. When you've got the finances and the royalties that they have, they can go and sign the most complete players, or they should be able to sign more complete players. Motherwell, on the other hand, have to take risks. They have to take gambles. They have to try and do something different. And that's exactly what Jens Bertholascu has managed to do. So no, I don't take that into consideration. European football was a disappointment probably for both Rangers and Celtic this season. Derek McInnes at Hearts has done a wonderful job. It's been a great story. Motherwell have been a great story. Falkirk under John McGlynn have been a great story. They won League One 2 years ago. They won the Championship last season. They're sitting in the top 6. They're now into the Scottish Cup semi-finals after beating Dundee United last night. So there's lots of great stories around Scottish football. Yeah. The old firm always wanted competition, Tony. Now they've got it. I'm not too sure they actually do.
I don't want it again.
I don't want it anymore, Shebahn. Exactly. That's how it plays out.
They don't like it now. Oh, yeah, good.
No,
it's a fair point.
Absolutely not.
It's really good.
Motherwell have been exceptional. Maybe keep going this season. And like you say, all these different facets of conversations we can have around Scottish football. But the fact they've all happened in the same season is quite remarkable. Listen, this goal scorer, Mazwanais, the Zambian lad, is absolutely sensational. There's reports that maybe the Motherwell manager could be the Celtic manager next season as well.
Well,
it's fascinating.
That is. Well, that's the story at the minute, Shebahn. I think sometimes that can be a little bit lazy from people because there's a manager in the doorstep who's doing well. He's winning a few games. He's getting plenty of plaudits. Well, we should just take him. Twanda Maswanisi scoring goals at the top end of the pitch, Celtic and Rangers, whoever. Well, we should just take him. The last time Celtic actually took a manager directly from a Scottish Premiership club or top flight Scottish club as manager was way back in 1994 when they took Tommy Burns from Kilmarnock to Celtic. That's it. And I understand Neil Lennon has left Hibs since and came to Celtic, but there was a break in between. So Celtic traditionally don't take managers from other Scottish Premiership clubs to manage. So history would tell you that probably wouldn't happen. However, Jens has certainly got the capabilities to go and do it. Motherwell fans are not naive enough to think he isn't going to leave at some stage. They would love him to stay as long as he possibly can. So we don't want to get too carried away.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure to speak to you this morning, Stephen. Come back and speak to us again soon. Perhaps maybe as Northern Ireland get ready for that big playoff, we can chat to you then.
Sounds good for me.
Lovely
Cheers.
stuff.
Great. Thank you, Stephen.
It's a day. Stephen Craigan there.
Great stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very detailed,
It's a brilliant story. I'm glad everyone's so invested in it. But at the same time, come on, Celtic. Let's get the job done. We'll keep you up to date in the title race in Scotland, and of course Rangers Celtic tomorrow in the Scottish Cup quarter-finals. All the updates here on Game Day Live. Coming up, we'll get the latest odds with Coral. We'll look ahead to the late game in the FA Cup. Newcastle host at Manchester City. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT in partnership with Volkswagen Transporter, working with you.
Let's go to Lauren, who's Arsenal fan. All right, Lauren?
Lauren?
Oh, hi, Jamie. Sorry, it's actually Laura, the Arsenal fan.
All right, Laura.
Hi, how are you, boys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you? You feeling good?
Up the Chelsea.
Oh, I'm feeling great. I've just come fresh off the back of presenting the Arsenal game on TNT and just, to be honest, really enjoyed it, Jay.
Oh, it's Woodsy.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Woodsy. Woodsy, you've done it.
What's happening?
Woodsy, why is it taking you so long to phone us up?
Do you know what? I've been revelling in a brilliant season and I've just been enjoying myself.
You know what? It's bad if Woodsy's phoning us up. It's bad.
About you,
Hold on.
boys.
Where have you been when you've been bottling it, Woodsy? What's happened? All of a sudden you go 7 points clear and you phone us.
Jamie, I had to scroll down my phone. It took about 5 minutes to find you on the table.
Oh, Woodsy, it's a
scrolling.
Spurs ain't even played, and it's the worst night for us ever. I'm like, what is going on?
I don't even want to answer questions. I just want to ask you how you're feeling.
I'm feeling.
Woodsy, take the floor.
Woodsy.
I'll sit back and enjoy it. All right, take the
Woodsy,
floor.
I feel sick. I feel sick as a dog right now. Honestly.
How awful is it? How bad on a scale of like 1 to Spurs is it right now?
I can't believe I'm getting stick off Woodsy.
Woodsy, can I ask
Phoning up talkSPORT.
Woodsy,
What's
can I ask you
going
a
on
question?
here?
Woodsy, do you want
Yeah.
Spurs to get relegated?
If I had a choice of which one, is that what you're asking me?
Woodsy, answer whatever way you want, right? Do you want Spurs to
No.
get relegated?
No, I absolutely don't want Spurs to get relegated because I want to enjoy more North London derby pummeling for years to come. For years to come.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert,
Good morning. Welcome along to Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. FA Cup ahead of you today. 5th round of action, all here on talkSPORT, and we're building up to Cheltenham. Come on, let's go on Wednesday. It's like I've been 10 times.
Yeah, it's great. Cheltenham, I've been there numerous times.
Well,
it's always good fun. I've had some hilarious moments. Rented a property there with 10 other people.
Oh my!
Stayed in a house there as well, because sometimes all the hotels get packed up, don't they? So yeah, it's been great fun.
Well, we're live there all next week. talkSPORT Breakfast. Hawksby and Jacobs are there too. Every race live on talkSPORT. Will Alan Brazil make all 5 days? He's had his week off pre-Cheltenham. He'll have a week off post-Cheltenham. And there's a game that you can play featuring our Alan Brazil on the website now. Project Cheltenham is live. Head to talksport.com/game on your mobile to have a play. 13,000 bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
Probably 12,000 of them will be.
I was going to say Alan when he.
Well, he's not drinking anymore.
Well, that's lowered it. It's not going to be as high as years gone by, is it? If Al's not drinking.
This will be Al's. I mean, full respect to him. His first dry Cheltenham. 400,000 pints of Guinness. So that'll be 100,000 0% Guinness will be Alan Brazil. And Ladies' Day is back after 7 years.
I know, I read that this morning.
So they ditched Ladies' Day for Style Day.
Right.
In the name of woke.
Oh.
I need to sort my outfit out, by the way.
Yeah.
I need to get like somebody send me clothes, man. See, try to get dressed these days. The pressure of everything being streamed. See me from my top down. Look, stay me. Who wears this? Hold on, holding up a high foot here. What is that? That's dressed in the dark vibes, isn't it?
I'm not so sure about the socks,
Not so
Shebahn.
sure about any of it. The top half's absolutely fine. Live from Cheltenham all next week. We're looking forward to it. Come and see us at talkSPORT. We'll have some fun. All of it coming live to you on the radio here at talkSPORT as well. talksport.com/game to get all of our latest Project Cheltenham as well. Good fun. Right, we can now get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT. Brought to you by Coral, the home of the free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max 1 reward per player per selected Shaker Day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
And certainly the most stylish of the Coral team, Simon Clare, is with us this morning. Hiya.
Hi, Simon.
Hi, Shebahn. Hi, Cass. I'm just glad that the vast majority of people are listening to this radio station and can't actually see how untrue that is if they're watching YouTube. But it's a Saturday morning. I'm excused for my my casual looks. But listen, it's going to be a big week, Shebahn. You down all 5 days, I take it?
I'm going Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Which will be lovely. That's honestly, a day at Cheltenham feels like a week.
Yeah,
you know,
Cass. You know that means that talkSPORT effectively lined up Shebahn to be like the finishers in rugby. Do you know what I mean? They've got Alan Brazil. They're pretty sure he's going to be okay for Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah,
but when it gets to Wednesday and beyond, they need the superstars on the bench.
Yeah, exactly. I just wish I got his fee, Simon. Doubt it. Miles off it.
I know, but
yeah, good fun all the same. I can't wait. FA Cup then today, Simon. Can we start with Mansfield Arsenal?
Yeah, listen, I think, you were talking earlier, great romantic tie, the 16th in League One, free roll for Mansfield, but they are at home, which always makes it slightly more tricky for the Premier League visitors. They're 18-1 to pull off a huge shock, 10-1 the draw. Arsenal 1-9. I mean, almost not worth putting in your accas, but people probably will because they just assume it's going to win. So, I mean, no chance of a shock here, is there?
Well, look, the squad that Arsenal have got, Simon, I'm sure that Nigel Clough would have spoke to his players. You're coming up against top players, and whether it's their first 11 or second 11, they're still one hell of a side.
Yeah.
So it's a sort of similar theme, isn't it, for Wrexham, who take on Chelsea. Chelsea have got two squads. They've got PSG next Wednesday. Yeah. So I can't imagine it'll be the same 11 for Chelsea that's going to be the 11 on Wednesday night.
But obviously great for Wrexham. They're actually doing really well. They had a good, strong second or sort of middle tier of the season, in 6th place now. And, real chance getting into the playoffs. And again, this is sort of just a break from the I wouldn't say even grind of the championship, isn't it? It's just a relentless mission, the championship. But 5-1 home, 4-1 the draw. Again, a great day out for the home fans. Chelsea 4-9. They've looked pretty. It's funny, they haven't necessarily got the results. They've got a good win against Villa, but they performed well against Arsenal in all the games I've watched them, and so they'll be strong again today. There's a great chance of a cup win for Chelsea and Liam Rosenior, of course.
Yeah, big one tonight. Newcastle take on Man City. Again, both teams, big Champions League games next week.
And you know it's like, Cass. I mean, I was thinking over the years, those seasons where teams seem to have played each other so many times, and that familiarity is crazy, isn't it? And it's 9-4 Newcastle, 3-1 the draw. Even Man City, and a lot of it comes down to, as you say, prioritisation. I mean, they got their first cup last year with the Carabao Cup, Newcastle. Yes, they're in the Champions League. Yes, it's a huge game next week. But if they could knock out City and get through to the, start closing in on Wembley again. Hugely tempting for Newcastle, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Look, we've got rugby and racing, Simon. Could you do both? Because we're running out of time.
Yeah, listen, Alfie, I thought, did a really good job getting everyone excited about today's rugby because it has been a great Six Nations. Scotland, France. France are heavy favourites 2-7, but you were talking about the chance for an upset. Well, they're 3-1 Scotland to pull off a surprise, maybe on the handicap. Back them with a 10-point start at even money Scotland for it to be closer than people think. Similarly, Italy, England. England 3's on to win against Italy. Italy never beaten England, but a real chance at 5-2, and they're only getting 8 points off England. So again, even money if you think Italy will run England close. Racing, obviously building up to Cheltenham. There's a big meeting at Sandown today where Go Dante, Sean Byrne rides this horse. He's won the Imperial Cup for the last 2 years at Sandown. He's 14-1 to pull off a historic third win in that race. And Sean Byrne bidding to ride a first ever Cheltenham Festival winner next week. He's never done it despite being champion jockey and having 200 winners this week. And a quick shout out on the Formula One front. George Russell is odds on to win the first Grand Prix of the season tomorrow. He's 100-30 on, and he's also now favourite to be world champion. The Mercedes seem to have started this new regulation season incredibly well.
Lovely stuff. Simon, clear as ever. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Have a great Saturday. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+. Be gambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral's Rewards Shaker. Make this Cheltenham Festival more rewarding with 100,000 free bets to be won every day. 18+ online. Max 1 reward per player per day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reward restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Right, on the way, we'll look ahead to Newcastle versus Manchester City, the last of the FA Cup 5th round ties. It's live on talkSPORT tonight.
You're going to see me fight with a lot of passion and ferocity. I think when you're boxing a taller guy who's okay with sneaking a little split decision win or whatever else, you have to go and get him. So I'm looking forward to putting it on the line.
He knows you, you know him. There's a fair bit of mutual respect, is there, Tony?
Definitely. He's a tough fighter. He's someone who never ducked, so I respect that.
I mean, have you had history together before, as in sparring together? I know you were in the Rio
We never
Olympics.
spar. We never spar together. We went to the same Olympic Games, but we never spar. It was to the cruiserweight. It wasn't the cruiserweight.
Yeah. He picked up the bronze medal. You got the gold medal that year. Yeah. So it's an interesting time and an interesting clash. Did you ever think you was going to fight him?
I mean, when he went up to the heavyweight, of course, I was like, okay, maybe I can fight him, and especially because he's in the top 10, so that's a good opportunity.
How important is it getting home advantage as well? Because we was over at the Paris Olympics. You come up and done a piece for us for talkSPORT, actually, which was great. You brought your gold medal. I was hoping to see that today, by the way. But but you brought your gold medal, and it was fantastic. But they love you over there. You were sitting with the president at the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's really great for me to have the opportunity to fight in Paris. Paris. I know Frank and George Warren been telling me that they want to build something great in France too. So yeah, let's do it. I'm really, really happy about the fact that I'm going to fight in front of my public.
I mean, winning a gold medal. What has the transition been like, Tony, going from Olympic gold medalist to professional fighter?
It's really tough, It's really tough because it's not the same style of boxing. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Lots of FA Cup action to look forward to today. Liverpool are in at the quarterfinals after their result against Wolves last night at Molineux. My name's Shebahn Aherne, alongside former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. Here's what else is coming up for you on talkSPORT today. It's Max Rushton and Charlie Baker bringing you the warm-up just after us at 9 o'clock this morning. And then we go to Mansfield versus Arsenal. That's at 12:15. Game day live with Adrian Dunham from 2:30. Going all around the grounds. And then Wrexham Chelsea's at 5:45. That should be a tasty little tie. And Newcastle Man City for the 5th time this season. This time in the FA Cup for a place in the quarterfinals. That's 8 o'clock live for you here on talkSPORT. And then the Sports Bar Weekender is the conclusion of that game. We'll follow it. It's Adam Catterall and Jermaine Pennant for you tonight. I was speaking to Jermaine earlier on this week. I bumped into him downstairs and I said, what are you on for? And he said, I'm doing Inside Liverpool. And then it turns out he got the wrong day. Just come all the way. Jermaine, never change. She's back with you on the Sports Bar Weekender tonight if he has got the right day. 03717 22 3344 is the number if you want to call the lads. It's another cracking Saturday on the talkSPORT network. Download the talkSPORT app, swipe between stations and stay across absolutely everything. By the way, don't forget, coverage of Cheltenham gets underway next week. talkSPORT Breakfast is there. H&J there all week. Alan Brazil will be there in swimwear and you can watch all of the action. Cheltenham Festival on Racing TV, the only channel that shows absolutely every race. Racing TV live on air from 9:45 every day of the festival. 32 hours of unmissable coverage. Racing TV for half price for an entire year. If you join now, head to racingtv.com/half price now.
to celebrate Racing's TV, giving away a pair of tickets to Grand National Day at Aintree. So you can get involved with that. Go to talksport.com/win to enter. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. Now we can look ahead to today's FA Cup action with TNT Sports.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the Premier League, UEFA Champions League and Emirates FA Cup all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Should be a good one tonight, Cass. Newcastle host Manchester City, and it's not a rare event, this one. It's the 5th time this season these two will meet, and the Magpies haven't won any of them. So they'll be hoping for that change tonight.
They're always going to test you. I think they're such a difficult team to pin down in every moment, so no doubt it will be, well, we want it to be a really proper English FA Cup tie where it's one of those end-to-end games. I think that'll suit us. We need to get the crowd involved. That'll suit us. So all those things I think are going to be vitally important.
Yeah, nice that they've got it at home tonight. Eddie Howe there, Cass, Newcastle manager. Do you think they can do a job?
Well, they can. They'll have to be at their best. And like I said, I mean, it's really weird, Shebahn. You look at the newspapers and you look for lineups or possible lineups. Like the FA Cup ties, they don't do it now because they can be so wrong so often of where managers make the calls on positions on the pitch they want to, sometimes even introduce a youngster. So, yeah, look, it's a possibility. St James's Park is great. They've got back-to-back matches. Like I said earlier, they go Man City, then they go Barcelona.
Yep. Let's look ahead now. We can speak to former Newcastle striker Michael Chopra on this one. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Hi, Michael.
Hi, good morning, Shebahn. Hi, Cass. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're good. It's an exciting week, really, for Newcastle, isn't it, Michael? We're, looking at Man City tonight and then Barcelona on Tuesday. Eddie's got some selection issues there.
Yeah, he has, definitely. And that's the problem that you've got when you want to compete at the top and you want to challenge for things. Obviously, it was a great result against Man United in midweek. Basula getting the last-minute winner, but that gives the lads a lot of confidence. Obviously, you've got City today, and you mentioned Barcelona on Tuesday, Wednesday, and not only that, we've got Chelsea away as well. So it's a massive month for Newcastle.
Yeah.
And like you said, look, you don't know what team Eddie's going to put out. You don't know what team Pep's going to put out. But I would have thought Newcastle, they want to try and go for everything, and I'm pretty sure Eddie will put out his strongest team as possible, even though you've got a big game on in midweek next week.
As a former centre forward, Michael, you know that position, you know it well, and you know the sort of things that affects centre forwards. Nick Valdemada is back in contention today. Been out for the last couple of games, and Newcastle have had some big results. But is he? Do you feel like? Because I think it's mixed on him. He started the season brilliantly, and look, it's tailed off. But wouldn't that be expected at some stage that the Premier League's quite draining?
Well, what you've got to realise, and it's the same with Johan Visa, they didn't have a proper pre-season at Newcastle, and Eddie's teams are always down to putting pressure on, playing high up the pitch. Now, that's not their style of football. It's not Voltemara style. It's not Visa style. So I think with Eddie, you've got to try and compromise. You've got to play to the strengths. And obviously, look, I think he scored 10, 11 goals this season. That's still a good return for a striker. Doesn't matter what league you're playing in. I know he's come from Germany. People say it's a lot slower and that sort of thing. But what you've got to realise, he's still going to be Germany's #1 striker as well in the summer for the World Cup. So it doesn't matter what position he's playing for Newcastle. The lad's got to score goals. And look, when you're playing in a team with Anthony Gordon, Barnes, Elanga, you're going to get chances. I just feel like Voltemara needs to play a little bit further rather than dropping deep for the ball and trying to make things happen. But Eddie's a man-to-man coach, and he likes to do things on the training pitch. And with the training schedule as well, with Newcastle, he's not been able to be on the training pitch a lot with the players. Obviously, a lot of players will get recovery time and that sort of thing. And I think he wanted to be a more hands-on person with Visa and Voltemara, and gradually putting them into the system that he wants to play.
Do you think in terms of this kick-off time tonight, it can affect, I suppose, either side with Champions League midweek coming?
Well, Pep's already said, hasn't he? Thanks for making it a late kickoff.
Chuffed to bits, isn't he?
Obviously, they've got Real Madrid, which is a massive game as well. Hopefully Man City will rest a few players. You never know. Obviously, they'll want to go for the Champions League, whereas Newcastle, it'll be massive if we can get through this tie and get through to the next round. But like I said before, it's a massive game. Obviously, at home, you'd expect us to put on a performance with the home crowd behind us, and obviously, it's a typical FA Cup tie. And these are the games you want to play, and you want to play under the lights at St James's Park. The atmosphere will be rocking tonight.
Well, St James's Park is playing a big part. I mean, you've just had 3 games back to back at home, and then you've got 2 more. You've got literally, I can't remember a team having 5 games at home consecutively. Michael, do you?
No, I don't actually. But I think obviously the game against Man United is what they needed. They needed the win under the belt, especially after the last 3 games at St James's they lost. So it was massive to put it right. But like I said before, you've got City, you've got Barcelona at home, you've got Chelsea away, you've got Barcelona away, and then you've got a massive game against Sunderland, which is a Geordie, and for the Geordie fans, especially what happened in October, November, I think it was, when we played them at their place. It wasn't a great performance, and look, the fans know that the players have to put that right. That's the only game that matters in the for us Geordies and the Newcastle fans.
You played for both. Who do you support in the derby?
I'm a Geordie through and through. I know I played for both, but at the end of the day, I had to do what was right for my career at the right stage of the time, and whether that was crossing the water to play for Sunderland, it had to be done. And not only that, I wanted to work under Roy Keane as well. I wanted to see why he was a legend at Man United, why everyone trusted him, and why he was a big name, and why he was the captain for such a fantastic club. And I learned a lot from Roy, and fair play to him what he done for me as well. But yeah, I'll be supporting Newcastle on the day, not Sunderland.
Right. Just going to say, Michael, which trophy are you going to take? Which one do you think the Newcastle fans would like to see them end up with after winning a trophy last year?
I think realistically, you probably look at the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? It's a great opportunity, especially the home game against City. Look, it's going to be tough against Barcelona. They're a massive team, but look, Barcelona could play to our strengths. They play with a high line, and that'll be brilliant for people like Anthony Gordon, Elanga, and Harvey Barnes, who like to get in behind. Yeah. So hopefully, look, it'll be brilliant either way. Whatever happens, playing Barcelona as a massive game, and you want to test yourself against the best players in the world.
Absolutely. Listen, Michael, thank you so much for your time this morning. Enjoy the game tonight.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers, thanks a lot.
Former Newcastle and Sunderland striker Michael Chopra with us this morning. Don't forget you can get more Emirates FA Cup and Adobe Women's FA Cup now on their new home. TNT Sports subscription required.
Breakfast football preview on talkSPORT with TNT Sports. Get the Premier League, UEFA Champions League and Emirates FA Cup all in one place. TNT Sports, not normal. Subscription required. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, let's do this.
Win a VIP trip to the British Grand Prix on talkSPORT.
F1 underway, down under. F1 fans, you're going to love this. Your chance to go to the British Grand Prix on Sunday the 5th of July, all thanks to us. Full racing green trackside experience, never mind general admission. You're in the grandstand seats, plus inner track access to watch the drivers roll into the paddock. That's proper posh. We've got the whole day sorted, access to the street food, a bar all day and much more. Ultimate British Grand Prix, completely on us. Here's how you can enter. Text the word WIN to 83338. Text are £2.50 plus your one standard network rate, or call 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. The lines close on the 20th of March, 4 o'clock. If we call you, you have to answer for your chance to win. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a network promotion with all of the terms and conditions on our website at talksport.com. Do you want to get to the British Grand Prix in July for your chance to win? Text the word WIN to 83338 now, and good luck. Coming up next, we will discuss a very, very heavy week for Tottenham Hotspur. Good morning.
to Darren. Can you repeat to Darren Stone? You must have won. Hello, beating the Europa League champions. Honestly, the Europa League champions. The Europa League champions. Beyonce. Chicky, chicky, kick, chicky, 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 chicky. You must have won. Hello, beat the big cockerel. Honestly, the big cockerel. Sages by the stadium. There's that signing. Where is he? Can you repeat that signing? You must have won. Hello, beat the Morgan Gibbs White signing. What happened to that one? Where's he gone? Can you repeat Morgan Gibbs White? You must have won. Hello, beat to the Williams signing. Big Edge. Big Edge. A favour. Can you repeat Big Edge? You must have won. Hello, beat Edge. Big Edge. AJ Tracy. Seven Sisters train station. Adele. 3-point lane. There is to do. Shebahn Aherne. You must have won. Hello, beating. Ticking. Adele. Chicking. Adele. Chicking.
All right.
Chicking. Adele. You must have won. Hello, beating.
Crestfallen.
Adele.
I'm crestfallen.
Chicking. Adele.
Hello.
Chicking. Adele.
Hello.
Chicking. Adele.
Hello.
Chicking. Adele.
Hello.
All right.
Adele.
Come on.
Adele.
Spurs.
Hello.
What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? It's the worst Tottenham side I've ever seen in the Premier League. It's the worst team I've ever seen ever.
Good morning to you. It's the weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. It's FA Cup 5th round weekend, all live for you here. The commentaries today. Stay with us here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn. Former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino is here. Some of your other headlines, by the way, if you've missed it: George Russell has qualified on pole position for the Australian Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli was second fastest in Melbourne, meaning it'll be an all Mercedes front row for tomorrow's race. Serena Wiegmann's Lionesses take on Iceland in a World Cup qualifier at Wembley today. All the updates here on talkSPORT from 12:30. And there's a lot of stories running round on our website at talksport.com. Here's Sean O'Brien with all you need to know.
Lots happening on talksport.com, and today we've got a Tottenham special for you. Relive Thursday night's carnage on the sports bar as Jamie O'Hara threatened to have it out with Jason Cundy. Watch as tears flowed on the latest episode of Inside Spurs over on the YouTube channel, and have your say on whether Tottenham will go down in our live poll. We've also got the latest on Igor Tudor's future and who could step in should Tottenham decide to pull the trigger. There's all that and more over on talksport.com.
Thank you, Sean O'Brien. Yeah, let's stay with Spurs, shall we, Cass? Because talkSPORT understands Igor Tudor will continue as the manager for the immediate future, with the club a point outside the relegation zone. The pressure will continue to pile on the Croatian, even though he's kept his job for now. Should they lose their upcoming Champions League last 16-leg tie against Atletico Madrid on Tuesday, and then, of course, next Sunday's Premier League trip to Liverpool. It does not get any easier, and of course, he's lost his first 3 games in charge. It is a bad time.
And it doesn't help when he comments after the game, look, I feel more confident about what I've seen tonight, about staying up, when you were outplayed. You were outplayed quite convincingly by Palace, and fans are going to watch that and say, no, we were. I'm not more convinced. Fans are beginning to, I'm not more convinced. I'm really in a pessimistic mood about what they've witnessed. Now, for him, it's been quite good this weekend because there's literally all in the papers, players are being held responsible. So it takes a little bit of weight off him. But one thing I would add to it that I noticed and I looked into a bit was that his team formation, right? He's had 3 games, Shebahn. He's played a 3-5-2, a 4-4-2, and a 3-4-3. So he's played 3 different formations in his first 3 games and lost them all.
Yep.
Okay? Now, that you don't want confusion with your players. When you're going in what's in front of you and you're going to be battling, you're going to be playing Atletico Madrid and you're going to be playing Liverpool and Nottingham Forest, all in the next 4 games, you've got 3 of them teams and you're playing Atletico twice. Okay? You don't want confusion, not only with your lineup, but the players you select. And also, I'd add, this thing about, I'm reading a lot again where it's all like fire in the belly and, fight just general and fight. Yeah, great. Don't lose your head, though. Because you witnessed on Thursday night what if someone loses their head and makes a bad decision. It's about having the right mentality as well to approach games like this. Because if you end up playing these games and someone's get red card and you end up losing it to Forest or losing it to Liverpool or whatever, you lose games because of it. This is a scary thing that has become quite common at Tottenham in recent weeks. So I would say stay with your formation, the one you trust and select, and the players that you believe have got the right appetite and attitude and the right mentality through this period.
You said it a couple of months ago that this group are the least group that you like.
Likeable. I said they're not a likeable group. No, I just don't believe they're in it together. I just don't. I don't see it.
Do you think they'll stay up?
I think it's a coin flip of whether they stay up, because I thought they would probably get a result against Crystal Palace, and then so on Friday I looked at watched the match, not all of it, but a lot. You don't need to see it all. You only need to see the first half, and it tells you enough. And you can see so much is wrong. So many bad decisions are being made, whether that's coaching, whether that's players on the pitch, and that's what bothers me. I don't like their goalkeeper as a goalkeeper. I just don't like. I think he's causing chaos himself by some of the decision making of him coming off his line, and when he's trying to close down a player, it feels reckless to me when he's goalkeeping.
A lot of ex-players and pundits are calling for Harry Redknapp. Do you agree with that?
Well, look, does it matter whether I agree or any? What you do know is that if someone goes in with an idea and he's going to stick to it, which I'm sure Harry would, whether it was Robbie Keane, whether it was Tim Sherwood, whoever went into the job, this guy's got to prove himself as well. Because if you go through your first 3 games and you've had 3 different formations and you've lost all of them and you've not played well in any of them, I didn't play well at Fulham. They lost at Fulham narrowly in the end. I don't know how, because they were outplayed and Fulham missed a number of chances.
It's been some week and talkSPORT was fully viral.
I saw a lot of it.
Because of what happened on the sports bar with Jamie O'Hara, who played 78 times for Spurs, a massive Spurs fan, when he sat down with Jason Cundy after the Crystal Palace game. Here's what went down.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The football club. It's unbelievable. The people in charge of this football club. One of the biggest clubs in the world. And an absolute mockery. We're a mockery of a football club that we've allowed this to happen.
Are you going down?
And the fans have had to accept
You're going down.
Jace, shut up. Don't ask me again. Seriously. Like, I'm trying to do a show here. I'm trying to have a say, and you're going to sit there and just try and mug me off for 2 hours. I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to have it.
I asked a question. No problem, mate. It's not my fault you got beat tonight, is it? I weren't playing centre half.
And just this is why you have to watch the smart TV, because Jason Cundy wore an Ange Postecoglou mask and a clown suit for 2 hours. At some point, it was going to kick off. It ended up with Jamie O'Hara walking out on his own show. Unbelievable.
Well, look, knowing Jason very well from Chelsea days and beyond, Jason just loves the wind-up. He always has done. And the more you do, the more angry you get, the worse he gets. Yeah. Okay? And look, Jamie wears his heart on his sleeve about Tottenham. And it weren't so long ago, a year ago, he was saying that this team are going to win the league. And, he's so optimistic. And you just see how so emotional a fan gets. Because that's Jamie essentially is. That's his club.
He loves it. He loves it. And we love the sports bar. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. The boys back with you next week. Of course, Cass, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Have yourself a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy the FA Cup action. It's all live for you here on talkSPORT today. Mansfield Town versus Arsenal, 12:15, 5:45, Wrexham, Chelsea, and 8 o'clock, Newcastle, Man City. We're back tomorrow morning from 6. On the way next, back down under, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker with a warm-up next. Enjoy.
Has the hiring of Edu destabilised the best season in a generation at Nottingham Forest? And how much responsibility does Evangelos Marinakis have to take for it? We understand that he's been told to stay away from the City ground, pending a termination of his contract at the end of the season. I know that Forest